Hello.
Hello! Hi, everybody! Thank
Hello,
y'all so much
everybody.
for being here. I am Amanda Panda. Some of you are on my channel. Thank you, Morai. Sorry for subscribing. I just saw that. uh, just to let everyone know, because we're all streaming at the same time. If you want to subscribe to any of our channels, you can subscribe for free using your Amazon Prime account. Just link it to Twitch and you get one free sub every month. So thank you so much, Morai. I have here Joe, aka Phantom Meeple, who's also streaming on his Zan channel, and Joe Sondow, the other tech guru who's also streaming on his own channel. So I will be calling Joe Sondow Joe. I'll be calling Joe Phantom Meeple Phantom. Just so y'all know, so that we don't get any confusion.
Oh, we're not gonna mess that up at
There
all.
was nothing confusing about what you just
Yeah.
said, for sure.
Yeah. Also, if we are talking to our own chats, we will be muting ourselves in each other's ears so that you're not hearing us talking to a different chat that you cannot see
I have
or interact with.
I have been told that I have no audio, and I need to fix my audio.
Oh no.
Fixing. That's what we're here for.
Yeah. This
This
Why
is
do I
stream
have
has been
no
so
audio?
much tech issues before the tech stream that it's absolutely
yeah. How
hilarious.
how is it that we all
Uh,
had tech issues
I know what's
before we're
wrong.
like teaching tech
I
stuff
know.
to
It's
like the
it's
masses?
Voicemeeter
Yes.
problems. Okay,
And
so when
thank
you
you,
have
Morai,
Voicemeter
for
installed,
subscribing to not only my channel with your Amazon Prime, but also to Joe Sundown's channel. That's very, very kind of you. Um,
I'm
okay.
sorry, what? Who's doing what?
Morai subscribed to your channel, right?
Why didn't
No.
I see an alert for that?
Never mind. I'm
No.
seeing the wrong thing. Sorry,
Okay.
everyone. I was seeing double of mine. I'm like, wait, everyone's
We're
in
just
Joe's channel too.
we're just
This
getting
is
our
confusing.
brains.
Streaming at at the same time. I have like
It's all
multiple
good.
channels open.
I know
It's all
this is
good.
this is so just off the wall.
Uh, where's my
Okay.
microphone?
I
I
am
haven't
going.
had a problem with my. Oh, I know why. Because I'm not showing that scene, so I need to add my mic to my scene. What's it
Do you want to
called?
show what you're doing?
I'm showing it.
Here we go.
This
There we
is
go.
this
I
is
have everyone's like
getting OBS to work.
screen so that we can show what everyone's doing.
Now I should have audio on my channel as well as your channel. So exciting.
Awesome
Hello,
sauce.
Quadrain. Thank you for telling me. Thank you for
Yes.
following, Giggles.
Yes.
Yes, Giggles, thank you
Okay,
for following as well.
here we go. Now I have audio. It's because I was switching which camera thing I was using, and it was a whole problem.
Should we
I
take a
actually,
minute to say hi to our chats real quick?
um, we can.
Yeah, we definitely can do that.
But I'm also now realizing how teeny tiny my face is on this. It doesn't make as much sense. Oh no, that's just all of our faces are teeny tiny sometimes. That's how it's gonna be. We're gonna have that as our new reality. That's how it's gonna be. Good. Okay. Hi, chat. And this is a reminder for me
Yeah, and
to
hello to
remember
everybody.
where I put my windows. I'm
So
streaming
Yes.
full screen, so
So
I'm all
I've
over the
I've so
place.
I've muted
Okay.
myself to Joe
Why
and
I
don't we
can
Amanda
all
so
mute,
I
mute real
can
quick?
talk to
mute,
y'all.
and
And
say
we'll
hi to
just.
our own chats.
Yep.
And
Yep.
Mute
Thank
each
you.
yeah,
other.
Amanda
Mute to
Amazing,
each other.
haven't seen you in a minute. Welcome in. And of course, thank you to Giggles as well for that follow. So yeah, this is a bit of an experiment on all of our ends. We're basically going to do some tricks of the trade, stuff that we've learned throughout our time streaming as far as audio tricks, video tricks, and yeah, this should be a bunch of fun. So hopefully this will go out interestingly and benefit some of y'all. Lady T, welcome in. Thanks for saying hi in this chat. I know this is really weird trying to keep track of like three chats at once. This is just completely bonkers. But yeah, this should be a fun time. And thanks for turning me on your end there.
Friends here, they are really awesome. Hi, Lift Day. Good evening.
All
Make it
right.
so that.
There we go. Now I'm just getting like all of the chats on here so I can keep track of like everybody's chat here. All right. So I've only got like a couple of y'all here in my chat. So hey, Dutch Yoda, welcome in. Glad to have you here. As we said before, Joe and Amanda are are streaming on their channels. We're doing this all at the same time, so I will hopefully address y'all as need be. Quaid, welcome in. You're here with me. I muted the others. Thanks. I won't tell them that until I actually unmute. You know what's really going to be funny is we're going to watch each other's VODs after this, and it's just going to be completely great trying to see the point of view of each other end. So yeah,
Kind of.
I'm gonna
I can do that.
unmute and go back to the main chat now. But if y'all have any questions for me, feel free to ask in any chat. I will be monitoring all of them, and we'll go from there. All right, I am unmuted and back in StreamYard. This is so
Yes.
weird.
I was like, I was done, but then I didn't want to unmute and then talk over y'all, so it was just like weird. It was very
Yeah,
weird. Oh,
this
sorry,
is-
we're talking over Joe though. He's
Yeah, we
still
didn't agree on
talking.
when to stop. We didn't have a signal to
No,
like
we
when should we
didn't.
all unmute.
No,
We
this
need
is
some hand
chaos, y'all.
signals. We're
It
like,
is chaos.
okay, are you ready? Now unmute.
Yeah, we that's the one thing we
Oh.
didn't practice.
Yes,
The one
exactly.
thing.
Yes.
Everything else we're doing here, we
Exactly.
know perfectly well.
Everyone's in
Is
everyone's
Phantom
chat.
Meeple's video kind of squished? Yes.
Yes, because I don't know on your channel, but in StreamYard it is going to be squished anyways.
It's squished.
Yeah.
Oh, good. We
Yes.
have already a demonstration from Dutch Yoda has redeemed vintage poster cam. I am now
Nice.
a beautiful androgynous poster character from the 1920s.
This is something that we want to see, y'all. This is something that
one of the
Joe's
things
gonna
that
teach
we,
us.
if we have time, we will get to how to implement what just happened.
Yes.
Where
Yeah, it's like that's like something out of like Gone with the Wind. It's so fantastic.
I do declare.
No, it reminds me of those stickers, those old like Jack and Jill books, you know, with the stickers and stuff. That just reminds me of that.
Either that or like the like a package of like Little Debbie snack cakes.
Yes, yeah. And I just want to throw some shade
Little Debbie.
because I
Yeah,
see
it is like that.
it is like that.
I'm doing something weird. This is one of my behind the scenes things because I hate bright backgrounds. And I haven't automated this to just happen every time on StreamYards yet. But on my stream right now, I'm taking each of the parts of StreamYard that's bright white and and like basically putting me at risk of a migraine like sooner. And I'm just making it black.
That's nice.
Oh, there you go.
What? How do you do that? You're doing that in
I'm doing that in Chrome using inspect, right click inspect on an area. And then, it's time for me to dance so I don't get a migraine. And you can't hear the music because Joe hasn't taught me, Phantom hasn't taught me yet how to properly set up Voicemeeter without making a problem for myself.
And I just want to throw some shade because Quaid's in everyone's channel except for mine.
Oh,
There's a little shade there. Just a
Wow.
little shade for Quaid. But it is his
Wow.
birthday week, so I just want to say
That's
happy birthday,
true.
Quaid.
It's Quaid's party and he'll cry if he wants to.
I know, exactly.
Happy birthday, Quadrain.
Yes, happy early birthday. That is super awesome.
Can we sing happy birthday to Quadrain? Do we have
First,
time?
I want to say Lady T said that it looks like a 1940s Roman Rockwell painting. That's very true.
It really does.
Yeah. Okay, yes. Shall we just say a quick happy birthday? Okay, I'm going to take your screen off so that we're all big so we can
I mean,
sing
I know
a little.
that it's going to be off.
There we go.
Okay, ready? It's not going to be synchronized.
No, it's not going to be synchronized at all because the magic of the internet.
Oh wait, we can do it rowboat. We can do it that boat style, where you are one person starts the other person, and we can just do that for
just
one
intentionally
song.
desynchronize it,
yes,
like more than necessary.
Okay,
make it intentional.
Let's
intentional desynchronizes. Okay, ready, everyone?
Okay.
Quaid said, "Hold on, everyone. I'm opening up another stream."
This is
you're gonna listen to all
so great.
I just wanted
9
to,
different ones playing for Quadrain at the same time.
Yeah, put it in stereo, Quaid. Put it in stereo.
Oh god, this is gonna be so like I can't wait to watch the VOD after this to see how ridiculous this is.
Stop. Thank you, whatever soul. Somehow can't hear Panda or Phantom on your stream. Okay, hold on. More tech stuff. I have this is very important. I need to add the audio from StreamYard. It's not working. Hold on.
Yeah, see, I was having the same problem before.
Mm-hmm.
And then I had
But
What I
to
failed to
wind
do.
up adding the feed from my headset into OBS so y'all come out over my stream.
but you're doing something different than what Joe did, because Joe
Yes.
taught me how to do this
I'm
way.
using a plugin.
Yeah, a
Yeah.
plugin. But then Joe's I think he created a new scene and didn't add the plugin, the audio stuff.
StreamYard audio is not working yet. Very frustrating.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
honestly, so that's normally the way I do it. Like when
Yeah.
when I'm not doing a setup like this, I normally have a plugin that brings StreamYard audio in. But since I'm doing like Voicemeeter and a whole bunch of things at the
Oh wait, I
same
know what you mean.
time, yeah, it's
Mhm.
kind of weird how I'm doing this.
Also, I see Ruel
And then
Gabiola on
cut.
Phantom's chat.
Yep,
There we
Ruel's
go.
in my
There we
chat,
go.
Like,
and we are
hello. No, I'm just kidding.
we
He's saying,
are
are y'all asking? Are y'all using StreamYard into OBS? We
that
are.
yes
We
that we
are.
that we
We are
are.
using. Yeah.
Well, we're using
Been bouncing
I'm
between
using
chats.
StreamYard just as a window. And I don't know, Amanda,
Uh-huh.
are you streaming from StreamYard?
I am not streaming from StreamYard. I always stream from OBS.
From OBS,
So
right?
Yes,
yeah.
same
But
with me. So it's I have a
We're,
window
we're,
capture of our stream yard in the corner, so
yeah.
yeah,
everything is
me too.
there.
But I also blew it up just now, which is that's a problem because my desktop is full screen in StreamYard. So having large StreamYard on my screen is not the way.
I probably should just
You
have
can
large
just
StreamYard on my
down.
stream because it just makes it easier that way. So here we go, a giant
Oh, well, you
StreamYard,
can.
everybody.
Well, but I'm just saying that you don't actually need StreamYard on your stream, because we need to see what you're doing in OBS, right? Or
I know,
in
but
browser.
I
We could
also
just
want to show.
minimize
I just want to
StreamYard.
show us talking while
But that totally cuts me off, so I actually can't do that. So
we're.
back in the corner it goes.
Yes.
Oh, plus I wanted to make more. I wanted to make more of this black.
Okay, so James did ask a good question in my chat. Says OBS is everyone's go-to. I think it's because OBS is free for one, and it allows you to do a whole bunch of stuff, like on your own. Like you can make it as custom as you want. There is StreamYard that does makes things much easier, but you have less customization and it's paid. There's also not XSplit. There's another one that I used very early on. That one's also paid, but it's very similar to OBS. It just doesn't have all the plugins that you could do. So it's almost like OBS is like a PC, right, where you can do as much as you want, and then the others are more like an iPhone where you have a certain limitation that you can't do. But also it's paid, while stream OBS is free. And we don't use slobs anymore, which is Streamlabs, because they kind of copyrighted issues. So now we are doing you can use Stream Elements. There is a Stream Elements OBS as well, but those are all Stream Elements is free, and OBS by itself, or Stream Elements OBS, is also free. Hi, Slivers. I'm sorry I had to do that.
I think it's like mandatory when Slivers comes into chat. You just have to do
Yes,
that.
exactly.
We
Ruel's
did have
getting a
have a
headache.
tech question earlier. I
Yes.
finished making all the things black that I'm going to make black
Awesome. Okay.
in this
So
window.
I can remove that.
Most of them,
Okay.
if you like. That's the general idea. It's not an exact science. I could make a script for it. I just haven't yet. But I wanted
Wow.
to point out that someone already asked a question, which was Phantom Meeple seems stretched. And this is something people are going to be wondering about. So why is Phantom Meeple all stretched?
And it is true. I am stretched. So this is probably something that I think Joe is going to wind up teaching today. So normally when I stream from my couch. So my computer is like in the corner of my living room, and then I have my big green screen set up, and I look somewhat normal. But I'm actually sitting at my desk proper today, so I have a smaller green screen, and my Logitech 920C camera for some reason doesn't have a zoom. So I kind of have to squish the picture so you don't see like my ridiculously dirty house behind me. But I guess there is a way you can do a zoom on this camera. I just don't know how to do it. But that's why we're here. We're learning these things today.
That's why we're here.
Yeah, and I agree with Joe. Ruel, don't get a headache by bouncing between chats.
Yeah, don't wind up making yourself feel feel cruddy because you're bouncing between
Yeah.
all our chats. The fact that you're
So
Yeah,
that
here,
just
confirms
pick
Panda
Ruel, is
one.
is
It's
amazing.
monitoring
fine.
my chat.
Lurk in everyone's
I
stream.
was
Pick a
trying
chat.
to.
It's
Oh, here
fine.
it is.
Yeah,
I was trying to monitor your chat,
we
but I
can
didn't get it yet.
definitely relay if we need to, if you just want to stick to one
Yeah.
chat.
Yeah.
Right. There's definitely going to be an element of chaos to this whole thing, but
Oh yeah,
the
totally.
what's good is like I have questions for Phantom. Phantom has questions for me. Amanda has questions for both of us, and we'll probably have questions for Amanda. The But while we're here, like we can take questions from chat, but we have questions for each other, and we want to be able to like not just be told that use this software, it'll work, but like be like, no, I used that software, it didn't work. Show me how it works because it doesn't work for me.
Yep,
Why doesn't it work for me?
that's exactly why we're here. Because I'm pretty sure
Yeah.
I told the both of you, it's like, yeah, this is the thing, and here's the videos I watch. Go do it, and
Oh
it
yeah, and
just
I did
didn't
it, and I
happen.
was like, I get it, but it's gonna take me like a few more days of trying before it was like successful. And now I
Yeah,
can't hear
and
Phantom.
then yeah, and a lot of stuff that I know is more of the basic stuff that I already like gave to Phantom and stuff like that, the tips and hints and
Mm-hmm.
stuff like that. So yeah, if you have any questions on that basic stuff, I can totally do that. Jess is in the chat, says I got my OBS open and ready to learn.
All
Jeez.
Awesome.
right,
Thanks,
fantastic.
Jess. So Jess
Yes.
was gonna join us today, but isn't feeling well,
Hmm.
and is doing the right thing and just taking care of herself.
Agreed.
Uh,
Agreed.
but doesn't mean she can't mess around and try stuff. So yeah, if you're watching this and if you're a streamer or you are thinking of streaming and you want to learn some of this stuff that we're doing, feel free to open your browser, open OBS, open whatever you've got, download some stuff and play around. And
Yeah, play along with us. This is Twitch streaming the home game.
Yes.
who
And
will
I
win?
tip for y'all, after you like go live for a good like 5-10 minutes, close your Discord. It helps minimize the stress on your computer
Okay,
as
I'm gonna
well.
close my Discord now.
Yeah. Because we are using StreamYard, so we kind of don't need
Yeah,
to
we
do
don't
that.
really need
Yeah.
Discord at the moment.
Yep, I'm gonna do that as well. There we go.
Lady T is like an octopus. I can have 10 windows open and chat in all of them. Y'all saw mine. I have everyone's chat open.
I need to
And
open it too.
looking
Yep,
at
Phantom.
same with mine. I've got
yeah,
all the chats open.
I'm getting there.
yes, yes. I mean, it is crazy, y'all. I thought I was gonna go crazy with 4 chats open. It's not
But
too
three's
bad
nothing.
for me. So, but yeah, and I'm the one
We're
in charge
pros.
of StreamYard, so I can see that. We're only frozen on your end because we're not frozen for me.
Oh man, I was gonna moderate that.
Hey, I can unban him and you can moderate it yourself, Joe.
Please. I was just about to click the button. I wanted to squash one.
Sorry, I beat you to it.
So what Phantom did was bot a bot, not a good bot, a bad
A
bot,
bad bot.
in Joe's chat. So there you go. Oh, so that's the
Bad
first
bot.
thing, y'all. That's a great yes, great segue. The first thing we're going to learn today, y'all, is how to make a command for your moderators so that it can do stuff when you get hate rated. So
Yes.
that you can close out everything and it'd be safe, no one sees anything, that type of thing. I do have to say that you do want to have a scene or a source that's just your chat, so that an overlay that's just your chat, so that you can close that and no one sees it. Because if your chat, like what I did in the beginning, was in the same overlay as my alerts and stuff, then when you close your chat or your alerts, then everything's going to be closed. So you can put your chat and your alerts in the same overlay and just close that with this command, or you can separate them and close both of them. But it's important to separate that from any other overlays that you have on your OBS scene. And then also, Ruel has another great tip: close everything that's not necessary whenever I stream. Yes, exactly. Because every single thing you touch is going to take up some CPU.
Yeah, and at this point, my computer has so many problems with like when I stream everything, when I run everything for streaming, I have the task manager, like instead of doing the keyboard shortcut for task manager, which takes longer for
Yeah.
Windows to load, I just have it in my taskbar at the bottom. It's like one of the first few buttons is just open task manager and just show me what's my CPU? Right now, my CPU is at 82%. It's not great.
That's smart. That's
It's
smart just to pin
okay.
it to your bar, right?
Yeah, pinning it to your bar, it saves a lot of time because even the process of opening the task manager on Windows is in itself very memory intensive if
Yeah.
you use control whatever, control shift
Control
delete,
Alt Delete.
Wow,
control
Yes.
alt delete.
so you said you're running at 87% CPU? Wow.
Now it's at 54.
I
But
don't want to tell you what mine's at because you might be
tell
like,
me,
what the hell?
tell me,
Mine's at 100% CPU. Is that bad?
that's bad.
That's
That
really
means
That's
bad.
very bad.
that
Mine
means you might be dropping frames.
mine's at 20%.
Well,
That's good, right?
That's
For less?
that's
it's
good.
really good.
It means that you have a much better computer than I do.
Yeah,
Yeah,
for
that
me.
I did. That's why I didn't want to say that. I'm just like, yeah, my computer's like barely a year old, so
I know. My computer's only like 2, 3 years old. Oh, Joe's audio is a little low. Thank you for telling me. I'll fix it. Um, he's just trying to talk all
Wait,
low
is
and
that
smooth
for everyone or is that just for Joe's stream?
it's probably just my stream. I probably just
Okay.
have the audio settings. So let's do some audio. So
Wow.
my
Dutch
mic,
Yoda says his is at 5%. That's crazy.
yeah, you're also not streaming
I see.
Dutch,
I see
so
the problem.
That's true.
Okay, so here's like basic while we're doing tech stuff. My mic was up. I have it up all the way, and I'm talking, and it's reaching the yellow, which is where you want it when I'm at my
Yeah.
loudest. It should get from the green into the yellow, and then, but my StreamYard audio, because I just added it by default, OBS was like, obviously you want that at 100%. So then everybody was listening to the three of us talk, lowered their audio because Phantom and Panda were too loud, and then I was the one who left quieter
Got
because
it.
of the way that this balanced out. So Panda and Phantom say hi to each other.
Hi,
hello.
Phantom.
So
Hi,
that went into the
Amanda.
red. That's too loud. So now I have to lower this down so that StreamYard is not going to
We
go into
can't
the red.
see it on your. Are you?
You can't
Oh,
see it?
let me see.
Oh,
What are you?
as far as like your
Oh, I
like
see.
your mic, yeah, I can't see that.
No, we're only looking at your task manager right
Oh,
now.
look at the task manager. Got it. Okay.
Is it in the task manager that you're showing us, Joe?
Oh,
Yeah, I
okay. I
think
know
you.
what's going on. This is
Okay.
weird. So OBS has a new setting recently that lets OBS hide itself from being captured,
Oh.
Oh, I didn't
which
know that.
I need to try to turn that off, but I've never seen it work before because when I
Well, we know
as soon as
it
I
works.
as soon as I used it, it crashed OBS, and then when I
Oh, dang.
restarted, it was still checked, but it wasn't doing anything. It was still like OBS was still capturing OBS. So I
Hmm.
was like, well, that doesn't work right. I'll have to play with that again sometime. Now I'm
Yeah.
finding out that StreamYard capturing my screen is hiding OBS on the first day where I don't want it to. So everything's working exactly
Of
the way it should
course.
not.
Oh, that's so
Dance,
And
good.
it's time for a dance break. I'm
everybody.
taking a dance break while I try to find that setting so that you can see my OBS because it's very important that I show my OBS today.
So what is
Here.
okay? So Dutch Yoda has 20 to 25% of his computer's uses. So what is it that's like? What is it that I need to upgrade to make my computer better, like run more smoothly? I mean, it's pretty smooth to me right now what I'm seeing. So I don't know, like to make my CPU run more smoother. I mean, I've already added RAM.
Yeah, it could be RAM. It could
I've
be
cleared out memory.
it could
Uh,
memory's probably not going to be storage is probably not an issue. It could be the processor.
Yeah, like
Um,
how
but
old is your computer, Amanda?
I bought it during the pandemic. 2 years.
well, it's sometimes so like Ambi has like no graphics card, and
Uh,
so her processor gets used like a lot because it's doing the work of a graphics card.
uh,
Um,
I do
and
have a
so
graphics card. Maybe I just need to update my driver.
maybe, yeah,
Yeah, maybe
Okay,
graphics
you should
card.
be
because I
updating
always
those.
forget to do that, y'all.
Yeah, you need to be updating your graphics driver whenever they come out because that's huge if it's lagging
Yeah.
behind.
Mine is
Yes.
AMD, and it's super shitty. Like the software is constantly crashing, and I have to keep updating it and just reinstalling it occasionally because my computer will just like choke. Um,
Oh,
I
interesting.
cannot
I know
stand
Slivers has helped me with
AMD.
that for a
I
long
cannot
time.
stand AMD graphics cards. I've never had one that worked. Like I am like hardcore
I am
Nvidia for
disappointed in
life.
it.
What it? Oh yeah, I'm Nvidia.
I wish I'd gotten
Nvidia.
NVIDIA. Um,
Yeah.
But if your GPU, do you have a GPU column in your task manager next to the CPU? Like
Uh,
this?
I'm opening it now. Let's look. I have a CPU, no GPU.
That's the problem.
Oh,
Oh no, I
so
do. I have a GPU. It's on the
Okay.
bottom. Okay, so I have CPU, memory, disk, network, GPU engine.
What's the GPU percentage?
55?
Okay. So that should be offloading a lot of the work that the CPU is doing for streaming. Should be getting done by the GPU. But if your CPU is close to 100, you might just have too many things. Like I have a lot of things open, and like
I
I don't
do.
have like a thing that's like hogging the whole computer's CPU. I just have like a lot of little things.
I have Firefox open all the time, which is the problem.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's my Firefox is currently not doing much because I closed the tabs. But yeah, Firefox is currently very inefficient. But so is Chrome. They're both inefficient. They leapfrog each other in how bad they can be.
Yeah.
yeah, there's not one great browser, that's for sure.
No.
Mm-hmm. Well, I mean, was there Edge, and then there's the
I mean, there's lots of them. Yes, Edge.
Brave.
There's like Opera that nobody uses.
Oh yeah,
I have a
yeah,
request
Brave.
from Jess to turn off the vintage filter so that she can take me seriously because my baby face is not
Oh
respectful.
my
I
goodness.
understand that.
Oh, that's too funny.
Okay, so this. Oh, I know. So this is I'm only streaming a section of my screen. That's right. And I don't see where I was showing us before. I thought I was showing us, but now I don't see it.
Oh yeah,
Well, we can see
yeah.
your OBS now, so
Yeah, you can see my OBS. I just wanted to also show us. I may have messed that up
well,
somewhere.
okay. I don't know because I'm
Yeah.
showing all of us and your OBS.
Yeah.
Big Edith in Joe's chat is asking, I have PCs that run Linux. Have you guys experienced using OBS in Linux or know anyone that does? I think Ben Osteen in my chat streamed using his Linux laptop. So
Ooh,
Yeah, I
yeah,
am
Jess is
not. I
teaching.
am not super familiar with Linux at all.
yeah. Yeah. Oh, and Jess says Slivers told me about Brave, which has helped a ton in streaming stuff since Chrome was doing a bunch of unnecessary stuff in the background. So you use
Yeah,
Brave mainly. Does StreamYard work in Brave? Because I know StreamYard works best in Chrome, so I'm not sure.
that's fair.
Yeah.
It depends what you're streaming. But
Yeah.
if you need browsers, yeah, getting a browser that doesn't do as much stuff
Yeah.
is good.
I might change over. Yes, Ben used OBS in his Linux
Oh,
laptop.
okay.
He's yeah. Uh,
Why is this looking weird?
So if you want to hop on over to the next chat, open another, and you can chat with Ben about
Yep, there you go.
Oh, I need to make this bigger again. That's why.
Oh, good. Jess has used StreamYard in Brave without issues. That's good to
Oopsie.
know. I wonder if okay, so like the way Joe has taught me how to split my audio, it sometimes works, sometimes doesn't. Like it's caused some robotic sounds a couple of things ago, but like so sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. But I wonder how Brave works in terms of audio, in terms of this thing. So
That's a
we'll
good
have to
question.
see.
I
Yeah,
haven't tried Brave in a while, but it's a good idea.
yeah. I might switch over to Brave instead of Firefox, or instead of Chrome. I don't know.
Whoa. Oh,
So
Yeah, I
here it
haven't
is.
had any problems with Chrome, so I'm kind of under the impression, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. At least on my end.
Oh,
that's
for
true
sure.
too.
It's
That's
it's more
true.
about if you have a problem with your utilization, your processor's utilization.
Yeah. Oh,
Um,
that's true. That might be
then
it.
then it's like one of the things you can do is like downgrade your browser
Ah, okay.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
if you
Uh,
if you don't
it
have
totally
any
does.
any reason not to.
Really,
Uh,
Jess doesn't like StreamYard. I mean, I think everyone finds the thing that works for them. Like John Book of Nerds uses OBS Ninja, which I started using, but then I couldn't really. It just didn't work for me anymore.
it's good
But
for some
then
things.
like StreamYard really works for me, but Jess doesn't like to use
So I
StreamYard. I
think,
know Discord works too.
Yeah, I'm
yeah,
happy with Discord most of the time.
yeah, like Amanda, before I talked to you
They're
about
all flawed.
StreamYard, I had attempted to use OBS Ninja, and I think OBS Ninja is good if you have one person on. I think multiple people is where it kind of gets wonky.
Oh, really? Because like
Well,
I don't know.
we had a
John's done
problem.
multiple people. So
Yeah,
yeah.
like Amanda and I had a problem where we were looking not so good on each other's StreamYard
Oh,
views.
interesting.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. And voices were getting
Yeah,
robotic. I don't know if it's because like I don't now it looks great. And
I think it
stuff.
was
So I
their
have no
server.
idea.
I think it's just had
Probably.
bad days.
Yeah,
I
it
don't
has
think
bad
it's
days.
a one like fact that's always true. I think it just changes with the weather.
That's true. Okay, Joe, I'm gonna put your screen back on.
All right,
Do you wanna teach us
let's talk
about
about some stuff we
Yeah,
plan
the
let's
on.
do some stuff.
yes, about
So
the hate raid
I
command?
yeah,
Show
this
us
was what I
how
was
it's
talking about
done.
before was the microphone stuff was just that I needed to lower one of these sliders so that it was going into the yellow when Amanda and Joe were talking,
Is
instead
it
of into the
better to
red.
keep it out of yellow?
No,
Okay.
yellow is where you want it to get to at its peak.
That's what I was thinking. That's what I've
If
been doing.
when
So
people are talking and they're like, they laugh, they do something loud, then it should go into yellow but not red. But it should
Yep.
come out of green. If it stays in green, it's too quiet.
okay, good.
Okay, so what we came here to talk about um, is a bunch of stuff. Which chat is which? Oh my goodness. This is my chat. Hey, baby. Um, okay, so where
So
were we?
so much chat, so little time.
I know.
Yeah.
And we can just
I
talk for
mean,
hours, and we don't have hours.
Oh,
So
we
yeah.
totally could because yeah,
we
I
absolutely
definitely
could.
have things to
It's
do
easy
Oh
to
later.
do
yeah,
that.
Quake did have issues with Discord. I mean, Discord I feel just takes so much out of my computer.
Hmm.
But yeah, yeah, Phantom got I saw that. I was watching that where Phantom really went
Oh
very
my
like dark
goodnwhich
and like
Discord.
lining is really weird. It's
Oh yeah,
really weird.
the one night I was on Quade's stream, we were on Discord.
Yeah.
Yeah, like it only happened to me too. It didn't happen to anybody else. Like I was just
Yeah,
like
no, it
completely like
switched. It
ghost
Uh-huh.
switched
like
when
and
you were
stuff.
okay, someone went bad, and then like to make most people okay, you had to be in the Phantom Zone. It was really weird.
I don't know. I
So
went with it.
my explanation for Phantom Meeple being all stretched out is that he's been put there by Superman into the Phantom Zone for
Yes.
being evil, for trying to destroy the Earth,
It
and
happens.
it
It
happened.
happens. It
So
happens.
I just need to see him do one of these, like
Oh,
Oh.
floating through
I
space.
totally can. All right, get your screenshots on now. Ready? 1, 2, 3.
Hold on,
Picture
we
him
gotta make it
rotating and
big. Hold on,
switching
hold
through
on. There we
space.
go. There you go. Oh
He's
my
gonna
god,
come
that's
back for
hilarious.
you, Superman, one
Yeah.
of these days.
Yes. Kneel before Phantom.
Okay, let's talk about our agenda. So
Yes.
we have lots of things we want to teach each other and learn from each other.
Yes.
But because hate raids are still happening, not as much as they used to, but they still happen. I had a hate raid and a what do you call it, follow bot. I was follow
Mm.
botted
Wow.
and hate raided on Saturday this week.
Ooh.
Wow, this
And
week, dang.
and some people asked if I would like make a video like showing my reaction and how I reacted to it because I was teaching some stuff about how to handle it while I was
Mm-hmm.
streaming. And I looked at what I did and it was like 20 minutes here and 20 minutes later. And it was like, I don't know if that's, it's interesting to see like the reaction in the moment and stuff.
Yeah.
But it's I think it's good to do it like separately from here.
Yes. So teach
Oh,
us how to do this.
I will. Yes.
All right,
I
yeah,
have a question from
the
chat,
floor
which
is
is
yours.
if you're taking questions for the closed captioning, how did you get the open dyslexic font?
Uh
That was
Pixel chat.
it's Pixel Chat. It was the default from Pixel Chat. We
Yeah.
didn't.
No, I think I clicked on it. I clicked on there's way to do different fonts in
Oh, you
Pixel
picked.
chat and I picked it. Yeah. So
That
because
explains it.
so the way that you're seeing my chat, my closed captioning and Joe's closed captioning at the exact same time for the exact same words is that he's using my browser source URL for Pixel chat in his OBS. So if I copied and pasted it to Phantom, Phantom could put the same exact closed captioning box and it would be the same exact font and everything and what we say is the same because you Joe found out from the developer on Twitter
Yeah.
that you can just copy and paste the same browser source.
Yeah, because I had tried it once before and it didn't work, so I assumed it would never work, but that was just a blip. It normally does work. Um,
Yeah.
but what does not work is you can't have both people hosting their own Pixel Chat separately and then send each other links and try to have Pixel Chat handle all of that. You just have to use the same display URL for both streams or for all the
Yeah.
streams.
Yeah.
Um, but Pixel Chat's a whole other topic we can get into another time in more detail. Um, Put it on the list. How to do closed captioning.
Yeah, we'll add that to
Yes.
the list.
But Amanda wanted me to talk about the hate raid response tools because I've been studying this for like a year. When the hate raids were like happening constantly. So if anyone doesn't know, a hate raid is when someone's streaming on Twitch and a bunch of accounts come in and start spewing like Nazi hate propaganda and offensive, nasty, harmful things in chat, or you get follow botted, which is when a swarm of several hundred bot accounts on Twitch will all follow you at the same time as a way to distract you and upset you because you know that it's just one person with a script who's trying to get a rile out of you. And they will sometimes have like nasty names or they'll just be there to show that they have power, that they are going to be ready to follow you, see when you go live to bother you later, follow your raids to your friends to bother them as well. And so follow bots are one issue. Hate raids when when the accounts are all chatting something at the same time is a connected issue. And there is a community of people organizing around preventing hate raids, which is at this URL, which I will paste into all three chats. If you're interested in this topic and you want to spend time on your own looking at various tools that are things that I'm going to cover and things that I'm not going to cover, look through that website at your
Yeah.
leisure. Just bookmark it and look at it whenever. It might seem overwhelming. You don't have to look at everything. Just like pick and choose what you like, what makes sense to you for like what to do, which is not the advice you want to hear of like pick and choose and like learn everything yourself. That's like mask if you think you should mask. We have no advice for you. Like I'm going to give you some advice about what I recommend, but I'm just one person. There is a Discord at the top of that website, which I'm a mod in, and there's like a bunch of tool developers in there, but there's also a lot of people volunteering to help mod for people who are afraid to stream because of hate raids. And for people who are like who've received a hate raid or who think they might, to have like a quick response and have people come in like the fire department and just be like, we're here to help. Temporarily mod some of these people and we'll squash all these like nasty accounts coming in, which I've done, and it's rewarding. Oh, and then another thing we'll talk about later is how I automate dance breaks so that I don't get a migraine from the act of streaming, which I used to get all the time. Has gotten a lot better since I've started dancing every 15 minutes.
Yeah, I think like you realized that when we were like boogieing, right? And you're like, yes, I need to move.
Yeah,
When we got to
it
boogies.
was a combination of Panda boogies and escape simulator 15-minute escape rooms followed by an actual dance break in the game,
Oh,
which
really? That's so
Oh,
cool.
that's
I would just get
awesome.
up and dance along with the animated avatar,
That's
and
hilarious.
I was like felt so much better. I was like, I need to do this all the time.
Yes.
So I'm talking about a serious topic that's important. I'm also getting up and dancing to kooky music every 15 minutes because it's Twitch and everything goes.
Yes.
And because I actually need to do that for my health.
Mhm.
So take care of your health.
Definitely.
So that's one thing. I encourage you, if you would like to join that Discord, even temporarily, just to look around, just say that you know me, and I'm one of the people who can approve people. But you will have to say something about yourself so that we know on the Discord that you're not like trying to sneak in and find people's identities and do bad stuff. Because there are people trying to do that to that Discord. It is a target of Nazis. So we're keeping the Nazis out very carefully, but it's also full of very, very helpful, very nice people doing good work to help keep us all safe. But some of the basics of how to prevent hate raids that I want to go over first, and I'm just putting, I was like, oh, I should make slides or something. Like, no, I just have a text file. I'm sharing my screen, so I'll share my text file. One is have plenty of trusted mods. The more the better, more than you think is typical. Most people have a couple of bots as mods and like 2 or 3 friends as mods. I have dozens of mods. Like if I trust you and I know you and you are on Twitch and have been in my chat, you're a mod. Because it's, to me, it's modding somebody, making a moderator is not a precious, rare thing that you need to think about very carefully, and they need to like invest in their time and their energy and their knowledge, and like you have to train them and make sure of everything. Like, no, it's better to have more mods and to err on the side of too many mods, because when you're streaming and something bad happens, you want to increase the chances that there are mods present, anyone who you can trust. Because like the worst that can happen is if you mod someone who you think you can trust, and for some reason that person does something like ban somebody they shouldn't, well, that's not great. But you can deal with that if you find out that it happened. It's unlikely to happen if you're, modding people you trust. But what's likely to happen is you'll have all these people that you kind of do trust, and then none of them are mods, and then you get a hate raid, and you're all on your own. You haven't modded anybody. So you can go into someone's stream. You can go into each of our streams right now, type /mods. You can do this in anybody's stream, and the system will tell you who the mods are of that channel. It's public information. And no one will see that you are doing this. Don't copy and paste. Type in /mods, hit enter in chat. And if you do this in each of our streams, you'll see the list of our mods.
Yes, mod love. Team mod. Although James does
love.
not want to be a mod. It's good to know, ask people if they want to be a mod, because some people don't want to have that.
Yeah, if anybody doesn't want to have the mod powers, the sword icon, then yeah, just don't mod them. If they're willing, I recommend modding them, and I recommend I mod people who are streamers who I know and trust, basically, and friends who I know and trust. If somebody told me that they didn't want to be a mod, so I do not ask. I just mod people, because I hear people saying like, oh, you should ask before you mod someone because it's a big responsibility. That philosophy is what leads to a lot of people having very few mods, because they think it has to be a big conversation. Phantom Meeple is taking my advice and has just added me as a moderator.
Well, you know what? To be fair, you made me a mod and I didn't even realize it. So I mean, it's great advice. So Joe, congratulations, Dominus. There you go.
Yay.
And James, if you don't mind, I'm gonna mod you because I see you often.
So what I think the difference between my philosophy and other people's philosophies about mods is that people think it's a big responsibility, and that you're asking someone to do something if they mod, and that they have to do something. They're supposed to be there. They're supposed to help. They're supposed to do something.
Yeah.
I don't expect my mods to do anything. Nothing. I just expect them to have the sword, and if they don't want the sword, then tell me. But if I have enough of them be mods, especially ones who are streamers and care about this stuff and know what it's like, there's a chance that some of them will be like curious about, oh, what can I do as a mod? Oh, I guess Joe trusts me. I guess I should see what I can do. Maybe I'll help. And then if they're present in the moment and they have the energy, they can help. That's it. It just means that you're deputizing people to help you if they choose to.
And it puts pressure off of other people. If you mod more people, then it puts pressure off of everyone to constantly be there. I most people don't know, but I really had struggled being a mod on some channels, because it was like there was no communication, and I felt like I had to be there all the time. But when there's no communication, then I didn't know when to make sure I'm there and when I'm not, and it just messed with my brain. So having that thought process of when you're there, if you could help out, that would be awesome, but you don't have to be there, is a lot more freeing, a lot more, I guess it's easier for everyone, right? It's easier for everyone. And if you mod the people that you see regularly, they're already going to be there regularly, which is awesome. So then there's no pressure anyways.
Yeah,
So,
that makes complete sense. I mean, I kind of never thought about it that way. So that's good advice.
It's one of the things, like there's some bots that I'm not going to go into detail about today, but there's some systems that will like check your readiness for hate raids automatically. And one of the things they check is how many mods do you have that are not bots, you know, not Streamlabs, but like people who are just people. And the more that you have, the safer that you are in that regard. So, you know, follow your inclination of what you think it means to mod somebody, but on somewhere on the spectrum between what I do and what some other people do, like ask or don't ask, but like get mods.
Yeah.
And if you don't know anybody, look at who's constantly in your chat.
Yeah.
Because modding your friends who never show up in your chat, not especially useful. They're, you know, it's nice, but it doesn't help you if they're not there.
Yes.
So the next thing is Seribot. And Seribot, there are a bunch of different bots for hate raid prevention, but there's one that is the most common, the most robust, the most ubiquitous because it's made in such a way that it can handle many hundreds of thousands of users successfully. It's the most scalable, and it has the best algorithm that everybody can use. And it's extremely easy to install. You click on this link that I'm putting in all three chats. You open up, I'll show what that looks like. I should have shown what the other one looks like because I'm streaming it. You shouldn't just say go to this link and look at it later. The hate raid response first is this blue website, blue and purple, with stuff to do before, stuff to do during, stuff to do after a hate raid, as well as Twitch safety check that I was just mentioning that'll give you advice about how to set things up, and how to make panic buttons that I'm going to talk about, the difference between banning and blocking, various personal safety things to keep your home address safe and things, and then a whole section on Discord security, and a link here to the Discord with very helpful people, and like a lot of resources at this website. Very good website. The other thing I wanted to recommend as like, this is what I sent after basically like a few months of research in that Discord and looking through Twitter and Twitch and lots of experimentation. I wanted to tell my friends who stream, here's what you should do about hate raids, in my opinion. But I didn't want it to be like, let me, you know, like I offered to sit down with them and be like, I'll show you a whole bunch of stuff if you want. I have time. But the one thing I will tell you is add Seribot. And if you do nothing else, just add Seribot. Seribot will handle 95% of the problem. So how to add Seribot? You mod Seribot. You authorize the bot for your channel. You go to Seribot's chat and type !join. And then you optionally, and I recommend this, add !follow ban, which turns on a feature of Seribot that will monitor your account for follows even when you're offline. And then also offline lock is a good option to turn on in Seribot. It's not on by default because not everybody wants it, but it's the reason why if you go to my channel when I'm not streaming, it will say that you can't chat because it's in subscriber mode only and emote mode only. And the reason why I have that on is because the Nazis that come to try to intimidate and, to try to silence people of color and women and gender minorities and LGBTQIA plus people is one of their tactics is they will abuse Twitch's very feeble system by going into someone's chat when the person is asleep, putting a whole bunch of Nazi propaganda in that's completely against terms of service, take a screenshot of what they just did, and then report the streamer for not moderating their chat and get the streamer banned. This happened multiple times. So if you are paranoid or worried or possibly a target of these people, offline lock prevents you from having that problem because Twitch isn't doing anything about it. They just take their reports and ban people and don't worry about it and collect their money. But the community of developers is making tools to like work around Twitch's lack of success in that area. So what happened to me on Saturday was I started getting these messages in chat and all these hundreds of follows, and I was just sitting there enjoying watching Seribot do almost all the work. And people in chat couldn't really see it, but I was just watching in my chat these gray messages saying Seribot bans so and so, blocks this message, blocks. Sorry, removes a message and bans a user. It can't block a user. Blocking and banning on Twitch are two different things. They shouldn't be, but they are. Banning means that a person cannot talk in your chat in the future. Blocking means, I'll answer your question in a second, Jess. Blocking means they cannot follow you, which means that they won't get notifications when you go live. Nothing can prevent them from sitting in your chat and just being there as one of your viewers. Twitch doesn't have the ability to remove a viewer. They should, but they don't. Jess said, Joe, does the follow ban command only work when you're streaming? Will monitor your account for follows even when you're offline. Well, this says no. It says that it will monitor your account when you're not streaming. And I think the reason that the developer, whose name is Sari, the reason that he made this optional is because he didn't want to do
Joe,
it for all.
I don't mean to cut you off, but your video just went down on your stream.
Fantastic, thank you. Okay. That's happened before. I don't like it. We got thank you for telling me. Where's my chat? All right. Gonna get my video fixed one way or the other.
Yeah, so I think it is very important for anyone who is starting to stream, especially if you're a minority or a non-male, non-white male looking person, that you do go and look at that link with all of the different hate rate stuff that you can look at, and you can just read through. It's very clear. They give you great instructions, and it links to a bunch of stuff that you can choose to do or not to do. At minimum, do the Siri bot. And in my chat, I did link to their actual Twitch channel, because that's how you add them, is to go to their Twitch channel and then enter in the commands, which is actually very easy. And I'm glad they did it. They also are on top of any developments that happen, and so they will refresh and stuff like that.
I'm back online, by the way. We're good to go.
Jess says, I put the chat command follow ban here in my OBS, but didn't see anything confirmed.
You have to do it on Seribot's channel.
Yeah, you have to go to Seribot's channel and do it.
Go to
Everything's
Seribot's
on Seribot's channel chat. So go to the Seribot's channel, and then you can pop out the chat or just keep them on, and then put the commands and stuff into their chat, and then it will reply to you and and say you're in, or welcome to the whatever. But yeah, it's not in your OBS. Also, there is a difference between the chat that pops up that's docked in your OBS versus the stream chat if you open it in a browser. So stuff like pronouns will not be shown on your OBS chat. It is shown on the chat if you open it in a browser. So a lot of times I will always open my my channel, pop out my own chat, and use that instead of the OBS chat. And I think there's some issues sometimes with people giving bits or giving subs to people in their own chats that they might not be able to do it through the OBS chat. It's better to just pop out a browser chat instead.
Yeah, the browser has more features than the OBS chat does, and your chat isn't gonna have any Seribot command access anyway.
Yeah. Clay says that explains so much. I'm so glad we're helpful.
Yeah, no, Lady T saying in my chat, wow, I didn't even know this kind of behavior was going on in the world of Twitch. Yikes, I thought it was safe to a point for the most part. Unfortunately, safe is probably the farthest word I would use as far as like hate raids and people trying to get people banned
Right.
just because they can. Safe is
Well,
not even
it's
close.
But,
However,
but
with
there's relative danger.
yeah, but
yeah.
with things like Seribot and all the other stuff that Joe's going to talk about, it can definitely improve it to the point where it gets to safe.
Yeah, where
But as far as
it's safe enough.
Twitch itself,
Yeah.
way behind the power curve.
Oh, for sure.
Also, I feel like any social media platform, there's always going to be an element of risk. So
Yeah, it's
if
just a
it's
question
Twitch,
of
if it's
degree.
Twitter, even Discord, just always be safe, protect yourself. Make sure to find a moderated community, because if it's not a moderated community, it's going to be not as safe.
Yeah,
And surround yourself with friends. Like
Mm-hmm.
definitely block as you want to. It is your right to block. I would say
block
block
everyone.
as much as you want to. Yeah, and
Life is
then
short. Block everyone.
and then because like it's what you see, it's what you take in, so don't make anyone force you to see certain things or to read certain things
Right.
in your life. I know a lot of people are like, why'd you block me, blah blah blah, to other people that are more well known than I am, and I'm like, well, because that is their personal feed. Even like companies
Mhm.
have the right to block
Yep.
if they want to. Most companies won't, which is not the best, but
Yeah.
it's what we have to deal with, So just always protect yourself. You can control. It might not seem like it in the days of cell phones and notifications that you can control what you actually take in, but you have the control. Turn off those notifications at least once a week. Make sure that you are careful with your mental health.
Yep. It does take a little work on your end though, so you
Hmm.
have to be
Yeah.
proactive about it.
Exactly.
Just ask a good question. Is this Seribot setup, is that something you do every time, or is it a one and done thing?
No,
It is
one
a
and
one and
done.
done
One
thing.
and
Yeah,
done.
Seribot is
definitely one and done.
highly automated and active, and it even now tells me when I start streaming. I get 2 notifications in my chat when I start streaming. Stream Elements says Joe Sondow has started streaming so and so, which it sometimes says the wrong thing, but it at least says that I've started streaming. And then it says Seribot will come in and just say Seribot has entered your chat, or
Yes.
is monitoring your chat, just as
Yeah.
a helpful reminder that Seribot is active. It's not down. It's working. It's looking at your chat. It won't talk again unless somebody does something. But it's
And
in there.
and it just makes another good point that yes, you have to mod your bots so they can block people. If
Yeah.
you have the bot and you don't mod them, they have no
Yep,
control
they have
over
no
what happens.
control.
And
So
you have to do
mod
more
those
than mod.
bots.
You have to do
Yeah.
more than mod them. You have to also follow Seribot's instructions that will tell
Yeah.
you um, to also authorize the bot for your channel even more than modding it. You have to do both of those things.
Yeah.
Because you need the bot. This allows the bot to receive stream notifications when you go online and offline, allows the bot to see when you get a follow, and allows the bot to block bots on your behalf. So you have to give it like a lot of power to make sure that it can do its job.
But it does its
On
job
a,
nicely.
it's really good. When hate raids were at their highest, this channel right now it has 10 viewers, and I'm one of them. It's had like many thousands of viewers at the same time, and it doesn't do anything except show the current stats and instructions here. But in chat here, sometimes the chat is just flowing with people requesting join, 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 and follow ban, follow ban, follow ban, and offline mode, because like it's the most successful bot for this work that there is. So if you do nothing else, if you're streaming on Twitch, I highly recommend getting Seribot, even if you are a straight white cis man like myself, because I was hate rated 3 days ago. And it was because I was streaming on Twitch, basically. I don't know if any of my tags mattered or not. I don't know what criteria this particular person using a script was using to choose their target, but I was their target at the moment. Their message to me was, since I was streaming about making a Twitter bot, and their message to me was the least harmful message I've seen from a hate raid, which was, but still intimidating, which was Twitch bots are more fun. So it was directly written in response to my stream title. which was making Twitter bots. They said Twitch bots are more fun. Something like Twitch bots are more fun. Something I forget the phrasing. But their point was that they're using a Twitch bot. They're using 187 Twitch bots to show that they have the power to disrupt somebody's stream, and to let that be known, and to like derail what I was doing, and that anybody that they could want to target for any reason, which sometimes is some straight white cis males, could be targeted very easily. Happens all the time, especially if you ever speak on social justice issues in the slightest way, or if you're associated with anyone who is not like a right wing Trump supporter.
Yeah.
So
there's
was there a question?
No, I was just saying, okay, that is the Siri bot that everyone should have in there. But you are going to tell us how the
I'm going to
mods
move on.
can. Okay, cool.
So that's SariBot. That's the basics. Now, when that's not enough, in my opinion. That's good to use. If you hear any meowing, that's just my cat trying to get my attention. The Amethyst, go play with something. So that's SariBot. Then there's the concept of a panic button, which is when you're getting this flow of stuff coming into your chat that you don't want. There's a lot of things happening to you, and there's a lot of things happening to the people who are in your chat as they're seeing this. It's happening in your chat. It's happening in your alerts on your screen, on your stream. Like all of your follow alerts are having the usernames of all of these bot accounts show up. And presumably you have some sound effects if you have any kind of alerts, which most streamers do. And it's in your stream avatars if you have anything, any kind of chat related content that you have on your stream. All of that can be messed up by the hate raiders coming in. So there are a number of different solutions for that on the hate raid response card site. And most of them involve a Stream Deck or a Lioranboard deck, the software version of a Stream Deck that Joe's going to talk about later if we have time. Mm-hmm. But those don't allow, those mean that the streamer has to do something. The streamer might be distracted, disturbed, horrified, scared, overwhelmed, or away from their desk, which is why it's nice if your mods can do it for you. And one solution that I know and like for letting your mods hit a panic button for you is Mix It Up, which was named after Mixer, the now defunct streaming service. But it's a really big open source project, mixitupapp.com, which is
I've put into the chat.
Putting it into the, thank you, putting it in the chat, thank you. Mix It Up app, which I have running right now. That is where my bot in my chat, Good Place Janet, is operating from, is from Mix It Up. And it's free. It's a program that runs on your computer, and I run it as part of my streaming setup. I click a whole bunch I open a whole bunch of programs, and one of them is Mix It Up, and I launch it before I launch OBS. Or I do it after I launch OBS, and then I have to refresh the Mix It Up overlay in OBS. It does a million things, and I only know 100. It's one of those kind of programs.
Wow. We're so glad you know 100 at least.
Yeah, glad you know
100. I know
100.
I don't know the other whatever is 100 minus a million minus 100. So I use it. I use it for my my chat bot. Sorry, that's not the right thing. I use it for the automation of the timers to send certain messages to chat. I use it for the timers to control snap camera and split cam for which camera I'm using and to play. I use it to have automated dance music plays. I use it for a lot of things. But one of the commands that I have is !panic. which I've only used a couple times. I had someone come in once who discovered she was a mod and was like looking through the available commands to see what can mods do on Joe's channel. How can I be helpful? And she found the panic button, was curious, and pressed it. And I was like, oh, neat. Someone pressed the panic button. How funny. And I'm going to press it today. It's going to do a few things. So right now, if somebody follows me or subscribes, there will be an animation over the stream showing that person's username and a cartoon animation. If I'm getting hate rated and I'm getting dozens of those, I don't want to show that anymore. So what the panic command does is it does the things that you would want a mod to do for you, or that you'd want to do if you had the presence of mind to do it during a hate raid. And it does all of those things rapidly. And there are a lot of them. Step 1, it sets chat to subscribers only.
Can you enlarge that? Like,
it's a really good question. Can I enlarge that?
I can't read the words, so I'm thinking that.
Yeah. Here's what I can do. I can enlarge. This is the wrong one. Sorry, what is this? That's my alerts. I'm going to enlarge it in OBS because I don't think I can enlarge it in the program. It's one of those programs that I don't think you can enlarge the font. But let me enlarge it this way.
Oh, you're sharing your screen through OBS?
I'm sharing my full screen.
Oh, okay. Interesting.
Well, I'm there. I'm trying to just make I'm showing less of my desktop now to make it bigger. Once I
if you're sharing your screen through OBS, then you're using the split cam to share your camera then.
Right.
Okay.
That's what's good about split cam.
Control plus, says James.
Control plus? Let's try it. Oh. Not working.
Oh well.
Oh well. No, hold on. I'll get it bigger. I just have to lock a few other things so that I can
behind the scenes, y'all. Behind the scenes.
Here we go. Here we go.
Yep, that's why we're doing this.
Okay, that's better, right? Like that?
I don't think it changed anything.
It's a little bigger.
It's definitely bigger on Joe's screen.
Sorry. On my stream, I'm forgetting what we're doing.
I was like, I'm confused. Like, what are you?
Yours
on Amanda's stream? It's still the same size.
Yeah,
of course.
That's why I was trying to show.
Sorry about that. No, I cannot. I don't know how to make it bigger. Maybe you can. There's a lot of stuff in Mix It Up that I don't know how. I don't know if it can get bigger or not.
Okay, it's okay. Just you can talk us through it.
I'll just talk you through it.
Hang on. I got you, Amanda. So I've got the StreamYard on my stream. If you want to swap over, I will make it gigantic. Or what just happened?
I just swapped over.
You swapped over to me. No, I meant on your no. If you have my stream up, I can make it bigger there. And you can see it.
I was not streaming anyone else's because that.
Because that's right. Because you have.
It does cause issues.
Yep. Never mind. Then I will not make it bigger.
It's okay. Just talk us through it.
I seriously love this controlled chaos. It's super fun.
It is. Here, if people want to see it on my channel,
it all makes sense.
Yes.
I gotta fix this window. There we go.
I'll just talk you through it.
Yeah.
So, what the panic button does is, and you can see this you can see this bigger on my stream at the moment, it sets the chat to be subscribers only by setting the chat message /subscribers. It clears the chat, which doesn't do much, but it's worth doing for the people who are not using any browser plugins. Although a lot of people use browser plugins for Twitch that prevent the clearing of chat, such as the Franken something, like things that add extra features to Twitch chat. Very, very popular, very common, but they function by preventing the clearing of chat. So when
Oh.
someone says just clear the chat and it takes out all the Nazi messages, that's incorrect. Clearing the chat will change the view for you if you don't have those browser plugins. It will not change it for a lot of the people who are also being hurt by the presence of seeing all of that on their screen, who are in your chat. And you want to keep your community safe, not just yourself. So clearing your chat's good, but insufficient. And I'll get to what you do instead. This panic button will set the chat to be slow 25, which I forget what that means. 25 seconds between messages or something. And it will hide the alerts in my OBS instantly and automatically, as well as hiding my stream avatars layer. So then there will be no more stuff on my chat, on my screen, on my stream that shows what the hate raiders want to be shown. And then it will send a huge number of messages that are all just heart emojis to fill the chat with colorful hearts, and cause all of the messages that have been posted so far to be completely off screen, for everybody, including people with very large monitors and very large, wide windows for chat, who are using plugins that are popular that prevent clearing. So instead of clearing the chat, you fill the chat as well. And then it sets a Twitch stream marker to help you identify when this happened in your stream later on.
How do you look at that later on? Because I've done that and I can't figure out where the marker is afterwards.
This is the advice for how to make a panic button. But I have the same question. I still have to go figure out how stream markers work to be able to find the moment. I was able to find the moment just by scrubbing and finding it because it was obvious to me. But I haven't learned how to use stream markers well yet. I just know that it's potentially useful to have. That's a good question. I don't know the answer yet.
Okay.
Finding the stream marker is a good question. We should find.
Just ask, how is this mix-up different from Stream Elements chatbot?
Stream Elements chatbot cannot hide your. Well, it cannot do all of this in one command. So most chatbots only are willing to send one command in response to you sending a command to the bot. They'll only put one chat message. They will not have a sequence of things that they do that are making lots of different changes to the state of your chat, as well as posting sufficient messages to make your chat scroll off screen. And Stream Elements, you may or may not be able to hide some of your Stream Elements overlay stuff through a bot command. I don't think you can.
Yeah, that was gonna be my next thing. I don't think like Nightbot and Stream Elements and like MooBot and like things that are like that. I don't think they can interface with OBS to actually change like sources.
Well, they definitely cannot interface with OBS at all. So they could never change like anything like stream avatars or any kind of stream games you have running that show people's usernames on your stream. It will not be able to hide those. If all of your alerts are that are in any way worth hiding are through Stream Elements, I don't know if their bot can hide those. I doubt it. It would surprise me if it could. But I've modded for like big charity events where hate raiders came in and disrupted the event. And I was like telling while they were trying to continue playing a role-playing game while all of these alerts were happening that went on for 20 minutes, I was telling the streamer, we can still hear all of the alerts. It's a constant reminder of what's happening right now, that the stream is under attack. And that streamer hadn't learned this stuff and wasn't prepared for it and just didn't know how to do anything about it and was like, we're just going to have to wait until all those alerts are finished. But it was 20 minutes of like people being kind of like bummed out that like they're trying to have a nice game and run a charity event, and all anyone can think about is like these jingle jangle noises keep happening, and because the streamer was not expert enough to turn them off manually, or to log into Stream Elements to do it. So those alerts matter. Those alerts can be a big part of what bothers people about hate raids. Lady Taka said, when you're testing everything out, bots, emotes, avatars, alerts, etc., can you do it in a non-public stream, like to practice or set up with friends? Is it only live or can it be done offline?
Nope.
Or a combination of both if you want others to test it all out? It's a really good question. You can and should do most of this when you're not streaming. It will work. The way I'm doing it, it works when I'm not streaming. And I test a lot of this when I'm not streaming. And it will interface with my
But it'll
OBS.
show up on your chat, right?
It'll show
And
up in my
then
chat. But like
if
if no one,
someone happens to your across your stream, even though you're not live, they can still see what's happening in the chat.
right.
Mm-hmm.
So technically, it's not. You might not be live, but still public. So there's no way to do it non-publicly. But a lot of us has a secondary testing
Yeah.
account
Yep.
that we use so that we can test things out, change things, and most people don't follow it. And it's just a way to have a way to see what would happen regardless. And
Right.
it wouldn't be like on our VODs and stuff like that. We don't have to deal with all that stuff. So that might be what you're asking. That yeah, we definitely would have a secondary Twitch account, and it's usually something like Panda Test Stream or something like that. And
Yeah, I have a lot of automation and stuff to test, and I sometimes test it with my main account, and I sometimes log into one of my other alt accounts. Yeah, having a test account is good. Okay, so yeah, so the main thing that there's a couple things you can't really do with most chatbots for a panic button. You're better off with some software that can handle it all. Now, if you don't have the understanding or the time or energy to set up a panic button using this technology or Lioranboard or some other panic button technology that you can get from that site that I put before, the hate raid site, then these are just things to do. You can just do
Jill,
these things.
before you move on, real quick,
Yeah.
can you show us how many times do you have that chat message heart? Like, so this
I
is
have
your
it.
panic.
I have it
command.
an unreasonable number of times on purpose.
Okay, so
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 10. I have
can you
10.
scroll down on the editor? So the first thing is your you make it subscribers only, then you clear the chat, then you slow down the chat so that they cannot rapidly put things into the chat. So the next one is streaming software media
Title.
alerts. So you're hiding your alerts.
I'm hiding my alerts in OBS.
You're hiding your stream avatars.
Yep.
Because the new followers and stuff pop up there. Can you scroll down? So then the rest is just chat messages,
and then it's
hearts?
chat messages for 10 steps, which are each the maximum number of characters that Twitch will allow, which is, I don't know, a lot.
I think it's 500, I believe.
500.
Wow.
It looks like this. This is one message in Phantom's chat and in my chat.
Oh yeah, that's a good deal.
And one in Panda's chat. That's one message. That's
the
maximum. That's the maximum number of clicks.
Yeah, that 10 times is going to probably clear most average size screens.
The point of that is to make it so that if you have a 4K screen and the whole thing is the chat window with small print, I want it gone. So I put this message 10 times.
Okay.
And you don't have to do that. Do whatever you think is appropriate. But I'm trying to go on the side of like, I want way too much. I don't want it ever to be that chat again.
Okay, and that's it. That's all that this panic button is. Right?
Then there's Twitch stream marker at the bottom, which, like we were saying, I haven't figured out how to utilize that yet, but it seems to be good advice for a later step if you have trouble finding where the event happened in your stream. And I put a chat message announcement, which is just my chat bot saying the chat is now in subscribers only mode and slow mode, and we will be restoring normality just as soon as we are sure what is normal anyway. Thank you. Partially a quote from Douglas Adams, just to be cute. And that's to tell people a little bit of like what's going on. Why is this happening? Like this is not a bug. This is the bot doing a thing intentionally. And then so I hit the panic button, which I'm going to now do in my chat. The panic button is going to do a bunch of stuff to my chat. It's going to post all those hearts. and it's now set my chat to subscribers mode only.
Ah, okay.
And it didn't hide my all the alerts that are showing all of the swarms of hearts on my screen, which is something that I might want to fix. And then I have a relax command, which undoes most of that stuff to quickly put things back to normal. And if any of that doesn't work perfectly, if anything's still turned off, let's see, my alerts. Yeah, my alerts are back on. And that's just a shortcut. I mean, you can do that manually as well. And I don't do that right away normally. I would like leave it in panic mode, let it like sit for a while until I have some idea of like, is this probably still happening? Is Seribot still reacting to lots and lots of people coming in and posting things or not? And then what happened on Saturday was I got like 300 follows, malicious follows that are there to bother me and to follow me to if I raid somebody else, and to be ready to help with hate raids in the future. So I don't want any of those follows. Those are bad follows. It may inflate your follow count if you like follow count. Follow count doesn't matter on Twitch. What matters is viewer count. It also might inflate your viewer count. It might not, depending on how those hate raid scripts function. This one did not inflate my viewer count. There was no increase in viewers, but there were 300 new followers and dozens of new chatters. Sometimes it will increase your viewer count, sometimes it won't. Doesn't really matter. But either way, you want to get rid of those bad follows. And you can do that manually if you have time and you're calm, you want to spend the time doing it. You can have mods help you, which is what we did in the charity stream, was just like, there were like 5 mods just going, like playing a game of like, how rapidly can we ban all these people? But you don't want to just ban them. You want to also block them so they can't follow you. Generally, mods cannot block. They just can't. They can only ban. That's a Twitch rule. Doesn't make sense, but that's how it is. And the way that you remove bad followers is you go to the Commander Root tools. Commander Root is a person who used to work at Twitch and used to work on safety tools at Twitch until they fired him. And he has tools that work much better out externally to Twitch, which are the industry standard, the only standard for selectively mass blocking bad followers. And if you look up Commander Root, you'll see his Twitter and his Twitch. Those have links to this page. It's this funny looking URL here, which I will now put in the chats. Sorry, this is taking so long. Can you hear me?
Thank you.
Yep,
Yes.
yep, we can hear you. Okay. We're just intently paying attention.
Okay, so this is Twitch tools by Commander Root. There's a bunch of different tools here. The ones that I want to look at are the follower list viewer and the follower remover. So the follower list viewer shows a page. You type in anybody's Twitch handle, including probably your own, once my browser responds. And it will try to pull your followers. If you have a large number, it might take a little while. So these are my followers. And these are all people who have shown no sign that they are malicious bots. These are people, because I already removed the ones that were problems. And I did that in a recent stream from Saturday. At the end of the stream, in the VOD, you can see the process that I used. But basically, I look through the chat and see when did the follows happen? Like, what were the timestamps? What was Seribot doing? What were the malicious people doing? What were other people doing? And can I find any timestamps? And or I can look at the timestamps of like the first one that I find here that's like a suspicious name, because they tend to be like of a pattern. Like the ones that I had, for instance, were like a 2 or 3 digit number, a first name and a last name in some combination randomized. And they all had that general pattern. That's not always the pattern. Sometimes there'll be some other pattern, but there usually will be some kind of pattern, or there will be the pattern will be, oh, these all look like gobbledygook random strings of characters, or these are all the same person's name with something added to the end or something. And if there's no pattern, then it's harder, but there's usually a pattern because that's how they generate the hundreds of names. So you find the block of time where the follows were happening that were malicious. You scroll through and you see that they were all bad in that time, and then you write down the timestamp of when they followed, and when they started following and when they finished following. You write down those two timestamps. You put them into here, followed between this date at this time and this date at this other time. And you apply filters. So if we do who followed, today is Monday. Let's do Saturday. Let's just do Saturday through Monday. Who followed me at that time? Apply filters, and I get just these people. So I'm not going to do any removals because these are all decent people that I know of. But once I have that information, if I go to the follower remover, then I have to log in via Twitch. And this time I'm going to do this correctly off screen, so I don't accidentally show anything in the URL that I don't want to.
Yeah.
It is now loading followers, which I don't have that many followers, so it shouldn't take very long. Okay, there it goes. And so this tool, it's basically like the other one, but with some extra dangerous buttons. So the big one is the big red button. Remove all followers listed below. Do not click the big red button. It will remove all your followers instantly. You will not get them back. Instead, be very careful, because I have seen people come in tears to the Hate Raid Response Discord saying they lost all their followers using this tool. Be careful using this tool. Go very slowly. Get help if you need to from someone who can help figure it out with you. It is not a tool to just use quickly, and definitely not when you're freaking out, because you will do it wrong. So you want to put the timestamps in of when the bad things happen, apply filters, and review. So I only had one follower between those two timestamps. Let me go back to Saturday to get more data. Apply filters. So here's the ones that I got between those two timestamps. If there were a lot of bad ones in here, I would narrow it down, be like, I don't want this person. This person seems fine. So I'll roll it back a little bit and say it has to be earlier in the day. Apply filters. Now that person's gone. And narrow it down to just the range of time when the bad stuff was happening. Then when you see the filtered followers is just the number of people that you see that are bad, and there's nobody good in that list anymore, that's when you click the red button, remove all followers listed below. And then it will verify, do you really want to remove these 187 followers? And you can go check and say yes. That will remove the followers, and you can also block them using this tool. That's the cleanup. And
So
then I recommend not raiding that night. Don't raid your
Yeah.
friends, because you're probably still being watched. Even though you've removed all the bots, they're no longer like allowed to follow you. They're still in your chat. You can't get them out of your chat. And there's still a human being who did this on purpose to you, who's watching you. And they are still paying attention to you. And as long as you're still a person of interest, whatever you do next is of interest to them, because you're reacting to what they're doing, and they're playing a game, trying to have fun by doing something to you. So don't raid anybody that night.
So question. So the blah 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 blah. What was I gonna say?
My bot is saying things that are wrong. Let me turn that off.
Banning. Okay, so banning from chat doesn't mean banning them from follow. Blocking them
doesn't mean blocking them from following.
Okay, so wait.
Banning means no chat. Blocking means no follow
Okay.
in Twitch lingo.
Okay.
And generally, you can mods can only ban; they cannot block.
There is another tool that I remember where it'll go through and just block all the followers that are known to be bots, and it'll just like look through everything and clean it up for you. But I forgot what it was. It's definitely on that hate raid tool site. But it's one of those things that instead of you doing it yourself, like you can just have it like go through everything.
Yeah, there are
And
other
clean it up.
tools that will like try to block every questionable bot ever known to humanity. That's a lot. There's so many millions of them that it's diminishing returns of how much work you have to put in to get that done versus how much of those bot accounts still matter to you.
Yeah.
You can do it, but it will give you a feeling like you did something. But the new accounts that are coming in later are unaffected by that action.
Yeah. Yeah. But I'm just saying for someone who's new, who hasn't done all this yet, they can do a first sweep, do all that.
You can do a first sweep. It's a
yeah.
lot of it's a big project trying to block that list. There are technologies people have made specifically to try to bypass the limits of like instead of spending 2 weeks doing that, see if you can do it in a few hours, but you have to set up a whole bunch of stuff to get it done. And in the end, you're only blocking the ones that are less likely to be in use anymore. So it is
That's
possible. True. I don't recommend it as like an early thing to do because it's exhausting and overwhelming, and it doesn't even protect you that much. Seribot is much better because it will protect you from the new stuff, not the old stuff that's inactive.
Yeah. I mean, it's definitely the first step is to get Seribot.
Yeah,
and then you can see if you do all the other stuff.
You can, and you can go block a lot of other stuff too.
Yeah.
I don't know if it helps or not. It's hard to say because they're always making so many new accounts all the time whenever they want to do this.
Yeah, I mean,
they usually don't reuse old accounts.
I mean, to be fair, as far as Commander Roots, like I've tooled around in there a little bit, and I don't know. I guess it just kind of gives me a warm and fuzzy. Like I run the known bot blocker that's on there. I do it like once every couple of months because the list does keep growing. So I mean, it's something.
Oh yeah, it's fun. Yeah, definitely do it if it's fun. If you enjoy blocking that number of nefarious accounts, do it because it's fun. I think it's fun.
Yeah, I think it's fun, and it's definitely something you need to do like in the background because I think there's like it's like you said, there's like a million of them on there now. So if you're gonna do it, start it at night, let it run through the night because it's not going to finish very quickly.
And the other thing that I suggest is Twitch Insights. Where is my? Oh, I don't have the link to see who's in my chat. Let me get that back. Hold on. Twitchinsights.net shows you whether or not an account that's currently in your chat is just a bot. There are a few nice bots that will be in your chat. One of them is Commander Root. Others are ones that you put there, like Seribot and Stream Elements. But in your chat, once this loads, I just want to see this part. I actually don't care about my stream part over here. So the chat part, if you click in your chat at the little thing in the upper right corner, that's like the community list instead of what the chat messages are, then you can see who's currently sitting in your chat. And apologies to anyone who doesn't want their name on screen. These are the people who are currently in my chat. Most of these are real people who I know. A couple of them I don't recognize, and they haven't chatted, and they're not sure what they are.
What's the URL again?
This is your chat. This is your Twitch chat. This is your Twitch channel. You go to your Twitch channel, and in your chat in the upper right corner, click the two little people. That says,
okay.
When you hover, it says community. This is the list of people who Twitch recognizes as currently being in your chat.
Users in chat. Got it.
Users in chat, including ones who are not chatting.
It shows the moderators, VIPs, and the users.
Yes, it organizes them by their roles. And if you go down to viewers, people you have not given powers to, you will see ones that you recognize, and you might see ones that you don't. And like yesterday or the day before, I had like a dozen in there who I didn't recognize, and I was not streaming, and I'm not a big streamer, so there was no reason for them to be there. And I know what
You
that
called
means.
out your lurkers.
I apologize for calling out my
They
lurkers.
said rude.
Yeah,
I'm sorry,
I
Arias.
didn't even know that was a thing. Like, that's good to know.
I'm sorry, Arias, for calling out my lurkers. I normally wouldn't. It's rude. Lurkers should have every right to be and not to be quiet and not have their name on screen. I'm sorry. This is an important step for safety. Like Phantom didn't even know you could do this. So I'm going to click on my friend Lady Taka, because I know that Lady Taka is a good person because I've talked to her many times. And I'm going to copy her username. I'm going to pretend, let's say I didn't recognize this. Let's say I was like, who's that? I don't know who that is. Then I go to Twitch insights.net. Click on all known bots at the top. Twitch Insights does this thing where they monitor all of Twitch.
That's nifty.
And they have this thing called viewer list bots. And this is so you go to twitchinsights.net, click all known bots, come to this page, and then in the search box here, you paste in the name of the person. This person, thank you, Panda, for putting that link into chat.
Thank you.
This user, Lady Taka, showing 0 entries. Currently in X amount of live channels. So it's not 100% because she is in my channel and it didn't count my channel, but that's not important. The important thing is it doesn't show 18,000 channels. And a lot of the ones that I just blocked 2 days ago, not from the hate raid, just randomly sitting in my chat the next day. I was doing this process and I was going through each one. Like, let's go to Commander Root. Commander Root's in a lot of channels. So I'm clicking Commander Root so I can select and copy the name, go back to Twitch Insights and paste in Commander Root. Commander Root is sitting in 19,000 different channels. I know Commander Root is okay, so I'm not going to block Commander Root. But if this were some user who I didn't know, and this is a pretty typical number, there are lots of bots sitting in 18,000 channels or more, or 4,000 channels. They're not actually paying attention to me. They're just an account sitting in thousands of channels. Oh, thank you, Phantom Maple. You banned Alien Conglomeration. That's interesting because Alien Conglomeration was one of the ones that I saw in my chat before, and I banned and blocked them. But the fact that you're able to see them, how did you?
Yeah, because they're in my chat.
Oh, that's
You
your
blocked,
chat.
yes.
That's right. I'm looking at the wrong thing.
Yeah, they're in my chat.
They were in my
They're
chat as
in
well.
78,000.
So that's a perfect example. Alien Conglomeration is a suspicious account. And there are various reasons why people make these. Alien Conglomeration is in 78,000 accounts, 78,000 channels right now. And if you don't know what they do and you didn't ask them to come and you've never heard of them, chances are they're not doing anything useful for you. They're just doing something for themselves. They're just doing something that is nefarious or useless to you. And you're better off blocking them, banning and blocking, which you can only do as the streamer. You type in /ban. Well, any moderator can do the /ban, but you type in /block and the username separately to block another one of them. Sorry, to block them from following you. And then they will eventually leave your chat and they won't be as likely to come back because they won't know when you're streaming. And my feeling is that those are connected. Some of those are possibly connected to the systems that decide who's online to hate raid. You don't want to be on their radar. That's it. That's all I got.
No, that's good stuff. I was like, as you were talking, I'm like, let me actually try that. And yeah, sure enough.
Yeah. And they'll be like, I've gotten raided by people and they didn't do any of that stuff. They didn't prevent any of that. So then I get a whole bunch of these follower bots coming in with the raid. And it's like, okay, thanks for the raid. But this is also, along with the nice people, now I have this stuff that I have to remove that's stuck to me.
So like but that's something you have to manually look up and do if you have time, right?
To my knowledge, I haven't seen. I haven't had them be more than a few at a time. So I just do it when I see it. I just glance in my chat and like I expect to see certain accounts, and when there's ones I've never seen before, I will check to see whether they're following thousands of people. I mean, watching thousands of people. If they're currently watching thousands of people, they're not a real person. And I don't
That
want
makes
them.
sense.
Makes sense, yes. So there we go.
That's topic
that
one.
we don't have a lot of time,
Yeah,
though.
sorry.
No worries. That this is very important information. So it is good to have it. I would have to say that yeah, so the other tips I gave you is make sure your alerts and your chat is separated, because you can also just, hit the command, and that will can you do it? So I know, like, Phantom, when there's a command in chat, he can have a GIF like turn on, right?
Yep.
Through his OBS. So that command that you did in your bot, it can basically make the alerts and the chat, like that source, turn off, right?
Yeah, so essentially, if Joe wanted to, like, I use Lioranboard for my pop-ups and stuff, but from the way I'm looking at Mix It Up, it could essentially do the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
They're just two different ways to do that. And what I like about Mix It Up is that it lets mods do it.
Yeah.
I could accept a command from a mod and just have that turn into a Mix It Up sequence of steps. And I don't know if Lioranboard can do that. I haven't
It
used
can.
Lioranboard.
It can. You can set up commands that everybody can use, or you can restrict them to a role like VIP, mod, broadcaster, whatever have you.
How do you
And then it
spell
can do
Lioranboard?
all those steps. Yeah, so those are just
when I when I
two
when I
different ways
when I
to do
get
it.
to it, I'll throw a link in chat, Amanda.
Okay, because we have about 10 minutes until like my normal stream ends, and I have to get back to work, but I can go on for another 30 minutes if that's okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm done.
Okay.
I'm done with that topic. Sorry,
So
it was
then
so
we'll go
much.
to it's
It's
important.
complicated.
So do you want to show how you do that whole like alerts things, or use your
Yeah,
bot?
so okay, so it's a matter of what you two want next. So I can do alerts, or I can do how I get sounds through StreamYard. Which would y'all prefer?
I want to know about sound. I think Amanda wants to know about alerts.
I know you both want to know about each thing, but which one's more important to you both?
Okay, so the thing is that I think it's for the alerts, I think it's easy enough just to show us real quickly. Now I understand the sound slightly because I've gone through what he's, I've downloaded what he's used because
Okay.
John uses it as well.
Yeah,
So
I have also. I just haven't
and if
gotten it
I
to
need to go,
work
I can just
correctly.
stop streaming and you guys can continue.
Okay, no
But
worries.
yeah.
Well, I'll tell you what. I can go through Lioranboard real quick, because that's a quick 5-minute process. So I can
Alright,
do that.
perfect.
So a couple of things you'll need first before you actually use Lioranboard. There's a plugin for OBS that you're going to need, and I'll go ahead and throw the links in both of your chats. It's called an OBS WebSocket plugin, and what that's going to do is that's what's going to allow OBS to talk to Lioranboard. So you'll need that first. And then the second thing you'll actually need is Lioranboard itself. So the first link is for the plugin. The second link is for downloading
Okay,
Lioranboard 2.
I did download that. Okay, good.
Yep. So before you install Lioranboard, make sure you install the WebSocket plugin, because if you do it the other way around, it can get corrupted. So make sure you install the plugin first.
Oops. I think I installed the
Install the
because
plug.
I
Say that
installed
again.
the linear board and the one for my phone, right?
Install
So
the
how do
plugin.
I know if I installed the plugin or not?
So when you download the plugin, if you go to the website I sent you, there's a go to download button in like the upper right hand corner of the screen, and then when you get to the GitHub link, If you scroll to the bottom, there is a Windows installer, and that will do everything for you.
Oh, so okay, so I did install this, but I just downloaded it and I think it put it into my programs. I didn't actually I didn't install it correctly, I think.
Okay, no worries, and we can definitely do that. Troubleshoot it off stream if
Yeah.
need be, just for expediency. So you install the WebSocket plugin, then you install Lioranboard.
Okay.
So let me go ahead and
Don't do it the
bring.
way I did it. Do it
Well,
the way he's telling you.
you also need the WebSocket plugin for Mix It Up to do certain things.
Yep. Yes.
Oh, same plugin?
Yep. It's gonna be
Same
this.
plugin.
It's gonna be the same plugin. So
Okay.
basically, anything that's gonna talk to OBS, you're gonna need that WebSocket plugin.
It's a way for OBS to accept the instructions from other programs and say like other programs are now allowed to tell OBS what to do.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
That's basically all that does. Then
So plugin first.
Yep.
Lioranboard.
Then
second.
install Lioranboard. Then when you install Lioranboard, there's a little bit of setup you need to do. You need to actually set up OBS to be able to connect to Lioranboard. So at the bottom here in Lioranboard, there's
hold
OBS
on.
connections.
I've frozen something. Sorry, y'all.
No,
There we go.
no
Okay.
worries.
Okay, so what are you showing us right now?
Okay, so this is Lioranboard itself, and the basic setup is you have to do a couple of things. You need to connect Lioranboard to OBS, and that's where the WebSocket connection comes in. So basically, it's kind of like you're setting up a private network to allow OBS and Lioranboard to interface, and that it pretty much does it automatically. So when you click OBS connections, it'll have stuff set up in here already. You don't have to use a password, but I would highly recommend it. And as you can see, we've got a connection for myself, and then the Baker Meeple also sometimes streams from my computer, so she has her own setup, so it'll interact with her OBS profile and not mine. So that's one thing you'll need to do. The next thing you'll do is you actually need to connect Lioranboard to monitor your chat. So what that allows is when a command goes in chat, Lioranboard can pick it up and basically do the thing. Now I'm not going to do it because there's obviously, a link that if somebody had can do some really gnarly stuff. But you just copy the link that's in Lioranboard, you put it into a browser, it'll connect to your chat. The last thing you'll do is there is a transmitter. What the transmitter does is you're going to basically put a browser source into OBS, and there is a transmitter in the install file wherever you have Lioranboard installed. You make that a browser source, and that's what's going to allow stuff to pop up on screen. So real quick, 3 easy steps. Lioranboard will be connected, and you'll know it is because everything will be in the green. It'll say it's connected to OBS, it'll say it's connected to your chat, and then it'll say it's connected to your transmitter. Okay, once you got the setup stuff done, if you're familiar with like a Stream Deck or anything like that, Lioranboard is just essentially that. It is a Stream Deck. So I'm going to go ahead and open up my Channel Point Sounds deck here. And these are basically all the alerts and stuff that I have set up on my channel. And it's real easy to do. So for instance, if someone were to redeem a channel point right now, Lioranboard would get that, it would transmit it, and everything would happen. So let me actually hit cancel because it won't actually work while it's open. But if someone were to, let's say, let me just randomly pick one. Oh yeah, this is totally appropriate for this stream. So if somebody wanted to basically say, hey, you said something witty, the more you know. You redeem it, and it just pops up and happens. But I forgot I don't have it redeemed on the set up on this scene, so it totally doesn't even work. But it would. So actually, let me change scenes, and then it'll totally work. Oh, there we go. And there you see it just finishing. So let me do that again. See, so there you go. No, that was me redeeming that thing in my channel points. So if you go to my chat, you'll see that I redeemed that. So how does that work?
Real quick before you continue, Bladio is in the chat. Hi, Bladio. Says that they have a YouTube tutorial for those who want it. about this whole
Lioranboard.
was it program Lioranboard? I
Leor
can't say the word.
Lioranboard. Yeah.
Lioranboard. I want to say lion something. It's
It
a
looks like lion.
LIO something.
Lioran.
Lioranboard. Yeah. So Bladio's gonna put it into my chat, and then I'll copy it back into everyone else's chat.
Yeah,
So there you go.
so kind of like Joe has the mix it up thing set up, you can do something similar in Lioranboard. It'll work almost the same way.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I sometimes call it lion board too, because Lioranboard's really hard to say. But anyway,
Yeah.
so how does that all happen? So basically what you do is you'll come into your deck here and you're going to create a button. So let me go into the one that I just had. So this no button here is for the more you know command. So you're going to do a couple of things. First thing you're going to do is you're going to obviously name it so you can label it. So you'll edit appearance, edit the display text, name it something that you'll recognize. The next thing you'll do is you want to edit your commands. So what commands are going to do is this is what you're telling Lioranboard to do to send to OBS. So I have it set up that it's going to play the jingle as a source in OBS, so it'll make it appear. It will play it and keep it visible for about 8 seconds, and then it'll turn it off, so it doesn't, keep looping and playing. And also the scroll. So basically, you're just telling OBS, "Hey, play this source for a certain amount of time, and then turn it off." That's literally all it is.
Does the source have to be on already?
No, the source does not have to be on. So to answer your question, Amanda, so I'm gonna make a button right now. So I'm gonna create a button, and I'm just gonna call this. Oh, did not want to do that. So I'm gonna just call this test for the sake of it. And then so you're interested. So like when somebody lurks, like every time you manually pop your gift, thank you for working and lurking, whatever. This is how you could do it. So I'll go into commands here, and then let me use the scene that I'm in so it'll actually work. So I'm going to add an OBS command, and then I'm going to choose source change visibility. So what that means is I'm going to tell OBS to basically pick something, make it pop up, and then make it go away. So the scene that I'm in, so I'm on my Discord chroma key scene, because whenever I'm guesting, that's how I have my green screen working, basically virtual camera to Discord. And then I'm going to choose a source. And I already have my icon on this scene, so I'm going to choose that. And I want it to be visible, and then I want it to appear for, let's say, 5 seconds. So this delay box over here is in milliseconds. So if I wanted it to appear for 5 seconds, I'm going to put, or nope, never mind. Other way around. I don't want a delay because I want it to appear instantly. So the delay is going to be nothing. Then I'm going to add a second OBS command. It's also going to be source change visibility, except this one is going to be the one to make it disappear. So this will be Discord chroma key. This will be icon. And then the delay on this one is going to be 5 seconds. So I'll put 5,000 milliseconds in there. That's done. And then I'm going to save it. The next step is you need to tell Twitch to recognize that command. So you'll come back into, you'll right click on the button, and then you're going to go to edit triggers. Now what triggers is this is where you're actually going to create a command. So with the trigger, it's going to be a Twitch chat trigger. You'll go to the message bar over here, and this is what you want the command to be. So in this case, if you wanted a lurk, you would do, exclamation point lurk or whatever. I've already got a lurk command, so I don't want to overwrite it. So I'm going to do exclamation point test. And if I wanted to, I can restrict that command to either myself as the broadcaster, or I can make it mod only, VIP only, subscriber, founder, whatever have you. But this is a command I'm going to want everybody to use, so I'm going to leave it just like that, and then I'm going to hit save. Once you've got your trigger and your command set up, you'll hit save on the board itself to make sure that everything you did is saved. And now, if you go into my chat and do exclamation point test, my icon is now there, and it will disappear after 5 seconds.
Okay.
You said to Amanda that you don't have to add things to your scene before you do this?
No, you do. The stuff that you want to appear, you're going to add it as a source, but that source does not need to be visible.
I see.
It doesn't need. Yeah, it's you know you can close the eye, but it's still there.
Yeah.
Can you?
Oh, go ahead.
Okay. So can I put these alerts into a scene and just put the scene into the scene, or does it have to be in like individually in the scene?
You could do it that way. I mean, I kind of over convoluted it because I set this up early on when I was learning Lioranboard, so I have everything like as a source in every single scene. You don't need to
Yeah.
do that. You could just have one scene with your stuff and point it to it that way. But
Okay.
at least for me, so I've got the icon I was using. It's right here and it's not visible. And obviously I can make it visible. But with the command I just created, again, you put it in, makes it appear. It'll delay for the 5 seconds. After that, it'll turn it off and go away. So if you do that for your alert command, there you go.
And the music is just already on in the video. Basically, you're playing a video for your alerts.
Okay, so with the sound effects, that's different. So if you see in my scenes down here, I have a sound effects scene. So every single one of my sound effects are in that scene. So if I go back to Lioranboard here, like for instance with my you get nothing command, let me go to commands. It'll pop up a picture of Gene Wilder saying you get nothing, you lose, but it'll also tell it to play the sound effect from that scene. So when you do the command, it'll pop up the picture and play the sound all at the same time. For the delay is 6 seconds, and then it'll disappear and stop. It resets itself.
So
Okay,
what's the setup for that in OBS?
So the setup for that in OBS is well, if I change scenes, my mic's going to go away, so I'm not going to change it. But
what is it? Add something? Add sound? Image?
So for the source, it's going to be what do I have it set as?
So you have a add video, which is the GIF that has no sound.
Media source.
And then you're adding a media source. Wait.
You know what?
Is that also?
Hold on. Hang on. Let me do that. I'll do this on the fly. So
yeah.
So I'm going to add a media source. Okay, I'm going to add existing because I already have them set up. Let's see where it is. Okay, here's my Willy Wonka sound. And that's now here, and it's not visible. But I'm also going to do
that's an MP3.
Yeah, it's MP3, WAV, whatever sound format you want to use.
Sound file on your computer that's added as a source, media source.
Yep. Okay, so media. Okay.
Yeah,
and now when you turn that, when you make that visible, does it play because it became visible?
Yes, it plays because it became visible. So yeah, I'll set this up on the fly since I don't have it set up on this scene.
What did you click here now though?
Okay, so in your sources down here at the bottom, you'll add a media source.
That's for the sound.
Yep, that's for the sound. And then if you want the GIF, you're going to add an image. So I've already got my Willy Wonka image here, so I'm going to choose that. I'm going to add it.
But an image should be static, right? It's not moving. Oh.
But an image can also be a GIF. It can be.
Oh, really? An image can be a GIF.
Yeah, it could be a JPEG. It could be anything.
Why is it not running right now? What makes it start and stop?
Because I have to set it up that way. So I have the image there. Now I'm going to make it invisible. So now I'll go back to Lioranboard. I'll go into my board here, and then I'll create a button. Oh, I did not want to do that. So this is going to be nothing to, just to call it something. Then I'm going to go into my commands, and now we're going to do the same thing. We'll go into OBS commands, source change visibility, and then the scene that I'm on. And then I want the sound effect to play. So that's going to be the pop-up. Then we'll add another one. Same scene, same sound. And then I want it to play for about 6 seconds.
So you're making it become invisible, then become visible?
Yep, making it visible. It'll do its thing, and then it'll become invisible.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, and
that's
then
interesting.
And now for the
I'm sorry. Sorry, I was just saying that my image will not play GIF. I have to do a media source.
Okay, you
On
could
my
do
OBS.
this with media sources as well.
Okay.
It can be anything. So then I'll add my picture. I want that to be visible.
So you have to, for each thing you have to do a when to be visible and when to disable.
That's basically, you're telling it when to appear, for how long, and then to go away. So this will also be 6 seconds. I'm going to save that. Now I need to give it a command to trigger. So this is where you go back to the Twitch triggers. You'll choose Twitch chat. We're going to make this test 2 or exclamation point test 2. We'll save it. We'll save the board. So now it's active. So now I'm going to go into my chat. We'll do test 2. And there we go. It pops up. It plays.
Good day, sir.
And then it all goes away.
But it didn't animate.
No, because it was an image.
Because that was just an image. That wasn't a GIF.
Right. Okay.
Yeah. I put in the link from YouTube that Bladio sent. Basically, it's telling you how to use this this program that Joe's showing, but to do a way so that you can have a way to shut down hate raids, like Joe showed us before, but in a different program. But this program, apparently, you can use a voice command or phrase you say, or you can push a button on your Stream Deck or keyboard, so like a shortcut key, or your mods can put a command in. So that's really cool.
Yeah, Lioranboard's really versatile like that.
Oh, it's different than Lioranboard. Oh, never mind. No worries.
Okay.
I feel like you can still do the same thing with Lioranboard.
Yep. You could. It just it takes a little bit of figuring out. So that's the quick tutorial. So you got any questions on that?
Nope, that's it. That's pretty good for me.
Okay, so now for the super important stuff. Obviously, during that test, you heard those sound alerts through StreamYard.
Yeah.
So how does that happen? Okay, so you're going to need a couple things. So I will go ahead and put this link into both of your chats. So this is going to be the link for Voicemeeter, and this is the program that I use to basically make virtual audio cables to basically connect my sounds in OBS, my microphone, and everything into one source so it'll play as a microphone. So installing Voicemeeter is really easy. You download it, install it. It might ask you to restart, but most programs sometimes do. So you install Voicemeeter, and then you need to do a couple of things once you get it installed. So before you run it, you're going to go into your audio settings in OBS, once I get it up, and then you're going to disable all your global audio devices. The reason why I do that is because when I had Windows controlling the desktop audio, it did not play nice with Voicemeeter. So I basically have OBS work everything itself. So my sound output, my microphones, everything is all a source within a scene, and it'll play independently rather than going from just general desktop audio. Plus, when I have email open and I get work emails, you're not going to hear, all that standard like Windows sounds and stuff. All of that is just pretty much blocked out. You're choosing what you want to come in.
So yeah, Joe had a thing that helped me with that. It's a plugin, I think, right, Joe? And then you can separate your audio sources like from different websites like Chrome or Firefox or from your game audio source.
The only OBS plugins I have are the WebSocket one and the OBS audio plugin that lets you separate. Basically, you specify which application sounds you want in your scene.
Yeah, so that's
as audio sources.
It's a little bit easier than doing this, but it also wasn't working for me a couple of times. So I don't know.
See, now here's the thing. Yeah. I've got the same plugins, but before disabling all my global audio, it would not work for me. So it's kind of strange.
Oh yeah, no, you also have to disable your global, your Windows sound for that as well.
Mm-hmm. So once you do all that, the next thing you're going to do, you're going to come down here to advanced, and you're going to set your monitoring device to Voicemeeter's input. So what that's going to do is everything that plays that you have monitoring and output is going to play through Voicemeeter as a microphone. So, for instance, let me go to my microphone down here. If I go to Advanced Audio Properties, wait, no, not that. That's a different setup. Voicemeeter. That's what I need to do. So now I've got Voicemeeter open. With Voicemeeter open, you're basically going to tell it what inputs you want it to capture and what outputs you want it to capture. So this took a lot of figuring out, because initially when I used Voicemeeter, I wanted a way for, if I had physical guests on my stream, I wanted them to hear, alerts so they knew what was going on. So I initially used Voicemeeter to be able to have two headsets hear the same audio source. Then I got to thinking, well, why couldn't I do that, online? And here's where it comes into play, and it's super simple. So with Voicemeeter,
can you hear me? I can't hear you.
You can't hear me?
It's my fault. I opened Voicemeeter, which I shouldn't have done.
Oh, yeah, that'll do it.
And when you open Voicemeter, it messes with your audio stuff to the point where you can't hear anything. So now I have to go fix what I have to not do. I don't know. I don't know what I have to do yet. I have to change my OBS settings. Probably. Oh wait, no. I think I know what it is. So I'm talking to you through StreamYard, and I need to change my StreamYard settings back.
Yep, exactly. That's
you again.
That's what you're going to need to do.
Speaker, so nope, that's still.
Joe can't hear me.
That's still. Oh, StreamYard is still successfully playing to my speakers, but I do not hear you anymore. I hear the test from StreamYard, but not you. What?
That's weird.
This is why I need help. Is because whenever I try to use Voicemeeter and I get into a state like this, and then I have to it takes me so long to set it up that I then end up just being like, okay, just shut it all down, put everything back to normal. I need to get back to normal where things work, because it's too complicated.
Can you still hear me, Amanda? Okay, wait. I can't hear it now.
My microphone, you can hear me, so that's okay. But I've shut down Voicemeter, and
that's because I muted.
Oh, you were muted.
Trying to scare you, but anyways, Claudio in your channel of
I hope I don't have to restart my computer. I would hate.
Yeah, let me go over that real quick.
He says Voicemeeter is great. You got the lines on all the good streamer programs. Yeah. The thing is that I tried to do Voicemeter, but with a different program that John was trying to teach me.
Back because I can't hear anything. I can't hear you.
Yeah, we can hear you though. Yeah, so Joe opened Voicemeter and it tried to play along, and now he can't hear us.
That's the point of this whole thing, is to solve these problems. Okay, I can hear YouTube.
Yeah. Okay, you can hear us now.
Okay, you can hear us now. Oh no, he said he can hear. He said he can hear YouTube, not us.
Oh. Bladio says I've had Voicemeter installed for ages now. I'm just too lazy to set it up properly. I tried to set it up properly. I don't know what I was.
Well, you know what?
Problems with.
Well, Joe could catch.
Here's what I had to do. No, I fixed it.
You're back?
This is what I had to do. I'm back. I hear you. You hear me?
Yes.
Well, I quit Voicemeter, but it's still listed as one of the available speakers for Windows, so it's not super duper gone. But what I had to do was go into StreamYard, go into the audio settings, change to a different speaker, and then back to my regular speaker. And that fixed it.
Yeah. So I guess I should have warned you before you opened Voicemeter, because it'll completely
that might happen, but I was like, I'm gonna try. But we'll figure this out together. But then it was a mistake.
Yeah. So here's what you need to do. So with Voicemeter, you're going to set your hardware input 1 here, and it's going to be your default microphone, whatever it is. And I don't know why. I mean, it doesn't work on the WDM settings, but it works on the MME settings. So I set it to MME and whatever my microphone is. Now, very important. There is 2 audio channels in Voicemeter. Can you say
that again? So the first column, you did hardware input.
Yep, and you're going to choose whatever your microphone is under the MME one.
MME microphone, if necessary. But what's the recommended one from the site? It was different, right?
So I think the one from the site recommends WDM, but WDM did not work for me.
Okay.
So
So
try them
just
both
try it,
and
but
see what happens.
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay.
So that's that. Then the next thing in the hardware input, you have your two audio channels. You have audio A and you have audio B.
Mhm.
So I helped a friend of mine set this up, and it was completely backwards for him. So if I were to turn on A right now, I would hear myself. So I keep channel A turned off, but I keep B turned on because B is what you all are hearing. But for him, it was B and A backwards. So basically just play around with that, see which one you need to turn off so you're not hearing yourself.
Hmm.
Then the second thing you need to do is you're going to come over here to your hardware outs. You're only going to need to set up A1, and this is going to be what you're hearing. So again, MME, whatever you're hearing. So headphones, speaker, whatever have you, that's what you're going to set it up to.
So if you have A turned off, you should do it A1. But if you had B turned off, you need to do it to B1, or is A1 always?
So in regular Voicemeeter, you're only going to have two options, A1 and A2. Don't worry
Okay.
about the B. The B is just a secondary audio channel that is broadcasting out. A is what you're hearing yourself. It's basically another
Okay.
audio feed.
But what systems or people are hearing B?
So you're hearing B.
Oh,
At
what
least
systems?
at least the way I understand it, you're hearing B.
But if you were hearing B, you'd hear yourself because you're talking to B.
I mean, maybe.
This is how I feel when dealing Voicemeeter. Okay.
Yeah, but I mean, at least the way I understand it, A is just me, B is what is going out, and I'm not hearing myself. At least that's the way I understand it. It could be totally something different. I'm not
Okay.
Okay.
too
I
sure.
thought that A was not your microphone. Well, keep going. You have the middle columns to get to later.
So
Yeah.
okay, so we right now the first thing is the input hardware input is your default microphone.
Is your default microphone. Yep. And
Then
then
A is
going to be your default speakers. So your headset, your
Okay.
A1.
speakers,
Uh-huh.
and it's just A1. A2 is if you had a secondary, like if you had a second set of headphones and you wanted somebody with you to hear the exact same thing, you would just set up that headphone to be a secondary audio source and it'll hear the exact same thing.
Okay.
So if you don't have that, just leave A2 alone.
Okay.
And then that's Voicemeeter's basic setup. Once you have Voicemeeter set up, you just leave it running in the background. Then you'll need to come down to your sound and you need to set your speakers to Voicemeeter input. If you don't, you're not going to hear anything.
Okay, can we pause?
Mhm.
Can I try this?
Yeah,
I'm going to
absolutely.
try it, but I might lose you.
Yep, you
I
can
might lose your audio
you
while
can
I do
you
it.
can absolutely try. But
Like
before
if
you
you're
do
gonna
that,
lose audio, don't talk or mute
Yeah.
yourself.
So-
So
so
that
it-
we can talk and then or just type in the chat.
yeah,
Do
hang
you know
on.
what I mean?
So before you do that, Joe, so you change your speakers there to Voicemeeter input. The last thing you need to do is the settings in StreamYard itself. So in your audio settings in StreamYard, actually let me bring this over here. So it's let's see, is it actually showing on? Nope, I need to bring it over here. Okay.
Okay, yeah.
The last thing you're going to do is for your audio settings, your mic is going to be set to Voicemeeter output. Your speaker is going to be your regular headphones. Don't set your speaker to Voicemeeter input, otherwise you will hear everything and it will echo.
Right.
Uh-huh.
So make sure
StreamYard audio.
So make sure you're
StreamYard
only
audio is going to be my mic is going to be Voicemeeter output.
Yep.
Voicemeeter output, and my speaker is my regular speaker.
regular speaker, exactly.
Right. Hardware speaker. Okay.
Yep. And then once you have that all set up, then you should be able to hear StreamYard. You should be able to hear anything. And then, obviously, if you have sounds in OBS, you hear them too.
You lose.
Because okay, so what you're doing is you're taking all the audio that your system is, or just your microphone, and pumping it out.
So basically what Voicemeeter is doing by setting up your monitoring device in OBS as Voicemeeter input, you're basically turning OBS into one giant microphone. So everything that gets played in OBS will be output by Voicemeeter.
So, but then your default mic is your hardware. Shouldn't it be OBS that's your hardware input?
Mm-mm.
No. Okay, so it's my microphone that's inputting into StreamYard, into Voicemeeter.
Mhm.
Then the output is Voicemeter. Then you take that output from Voicemeter and pump it into OBS. OBS's output is Voicemeter, though.
So everything that OBS is outputting to Voicemeter. Then when you go into StreamYard and you set up your microphone as Voicemeter's output, everything that OBS is sending to Voicemeter is then relaying to StreamYard.
How do you? Okay, so basically they can't hear your desktop audio because they're only hearing the OBS audio.
Nope, because I've disabled all my global audio. So, like, if there was a Windows like error sound that played in the background, you wouldn't hear it because that's not because I have not told Voicemeter to listen for that.
That's interesting because the only input into Voicemeter is actually your physical mic. It's not OBS, but OBS is outputting to Voicemeter.
Yeah, because you're basically telling OBS to monitor for sounds and send those sounds to a monitoring source, whether it be a speaker, a headset, or in this case, Voicemeter is my headset. But then Voicemeter is also taking those sounds and putting it into the hardware input, and that microphone is just sending it to StreamYard. It's complicated when you're thinking about like the logistics of it, but just think of Voicemeter as one giant microphone. It's receiving all of this sound, but then at the same time, it's spitting it out as a speaker, and that's what you're hearing in StreamYard.
I got it now because Voicemeter's pulling in your sound from your microphone, which is the hardware, and then OBS is putting sound to Voicemeter, which then Voicemeter mixes both of those and only those two things.
Exactly. So also with
not for you. Yeah. Not for you. You don't hear your own voice.
No, I don't hear my own voice because that's
all right. I'm going to risk losing you now.
That's what this setting here with the hardware input and Voicemeter is. If I were to turn up, I'll just do it. So if I hit A, now I hear myself.
Yeah, that's bad. And doesn't change what we hear because we're B, but you're hearing
because
A.
Y'all are B, exactly. But if
you don't want to send A, you don't want to send your voice to A because you're listening to A.
Exactly.
But B is going to now. Before I possibly lose your sound, what are the middle two columns?
Don't touch them. You don't need them.
I already touched them.
Why does your other column say OBS? Did you do that?
No, I didn't. Like when I installed Voicemeter, it like defaulted to that. Huh. So I've honestly never messed.
The default was Windows. The default is Windows sending to the third column.
Yeah, I mean,
OBS.
Honestly,
all right, I'm gonna open it and try to come back.
Okay, no worries. But yeah, I've never touched the middle two columns, so I have no idea.
So the thing is that if I pull from like the way Joe showed me and I separate like my game audio, right? From everything else, I can, because I'm pumping my game audio through OBS to my viewers, then my guests can also hear the game audio.
Yes.
Okay.
But since you have your audio channels separated, that might be another layer of something you need to set up. So I'm actually not entirely sure.
Okay. And Joe has muted himself so that we can talk, but it's good.
I want
to. You see, do you see this though?
Are
you seeing this? Because his middle is not OBS. His third column is not OBS.
Yeah, it's wonky, and I don't know why.
So his third column says, what does it say?
It says virtual input. Yeah, I've never messed with it, so I'm not entirely
sure. But you also sent me a link for a virtual cable.
So that's for a different setup.
Okay.
So what the virtual cable is, I'll explain it real quick. What virtual cable is I have filters on my microphone in OBS for like voice compression and stuff like that. what the virtual cable does is you don't need to run Voicemeeter, but it'll allow you to use those settings that you have in OBS and use it, say, on Discord or StreamYard. So that was another thing that I could go through, but I don't think we have the time to do.
Yeah. Okay, so basically,
You didn't
uh,
in here. Okay, hello.
Yep,
Hello, I
no,
hear you.
we were kind
have a
of
Joe.
watching what you were doing.
Yeah,
We were
I hear
watching.
you. You hear me. This is going through Voicemeeter. Mine is not identical to yours. My third column says virtual
Yeah.
input VB audio Voicemeter VIO. Does not say OBS.
Yeah, you know what? So does mine, but it just says OBS. So I'm not sure how that happened, but mine is also VB audio Voicemeter VIO. So I've never touched the middle column, so I have no idea what they do.
To change one of the things that when I switch to Voicemeter instead of my normal audio setup, that one thing I don't like is that I have a keyboard shortcut program for changing my volume, changing the volume of the output that I hear. And that doesn't work as well with Voicemeter. There is something I can do that's similar. That program just like doesn't affect the Voicemeter volume. So like you were really loud. I had to go into Voicemeter and drag the third column fader gain down to make to make your input lower, but I could also do the same thing, I think, to the fourth column volume, dragging it to make it quieter on what I hear on the A1. But what I now need to test is whether you in StreamYard can hear my OBS output.
Okay, so here's gonna be my next question. So for your audio alerts, are they a source in OBS or do you have a program doing that?
It's a source in OBS.
Okay, so for that source, so on your audio mixer, go to your advanced audio properties and make sure it's if you want to hear it, as well as us, make sure it's set to monitor and output.
Yeah, it is. And I always make sure that my audio sources are all that I want to hear and that I want to broadcast are monitor and output. And there's a bug in OBS that makes that not always work. So then I have to toggle them to monitor off and then monitor and output again each time I launch OBS.
Yep, that was going to be my next thing, because that is definitely a thing that can happen.
The most maddening long-term bug in OBS, worse than the fact that it won't shut down cleanly, is that you constantly lose monitoring of your audio.
All right, but you seem to have everything set up identical to the way that I do. So here's the acid test.
Yeah, and then my monitoring from OBS, I guess I'm not monitoring your voices, which is interesting. That makes sense. I just don't have that turned on, because why would I?
Yeah, why would
I? Because from the browser. So now that I have that, I can run my dance command and play this, and then you can hear it as well.
Nope.
Can you?
Nope.
Nope.
We don't.
Doesn't work. Okay.
Is that because it's not going through OBS?
Wait,
hold
on. Wait, hang on.
I think it was too low.
Oh, I can hear it's very low.
Yeah.
No, that doesn't increase the volume.
I want to make sure you're not hearing it through my mic, though. So I'm turning it down for my A1 of what I hear to make sure it's not hitting my mic, but I'm turning it up for the virtual input into Voicemeter to make sure that we're not losing anything there. Let me turn it up in...
Also turn it up in OBS as well. So initially when we started, when you heard my alert super loud, that's why it is super loud, because I think there's a volume translation in OBS that Voicemeter loses.
Do you hear it now?
It's very low, but I think that might be your mic picking it up.
Shouldn't be low. It should be really loud. Okay, so my A1 is only going to my speakers. It's not going to you, I think. No, is that true?
Hold on.
No, A1 is going to you. A1 is going to speakers. What is going to the Voicemeter output, which is going to StreamYard? Is that B? That might be B.
I think maybe that is B.
I think, or not. Yeah, that's B. I think that's B. Hardware input, select hardware device. So you've never touched 2. No, and I have nothing selected on 2.
Yeah, I have not touched 2 at all.
I'm turning off A and B for 2.
Oh yeah, I do have A and B turned off for 2. So that's now we're
And for
set.
But
3, do
A
you
and
have
B
A
is
and B
turned
turned on
off
for 3?
A and B is turned on for column 3, yes.
And then, why don't you hear it?
What
So
is it?
so A1 is what I'm listening to. A2 is nothing. And then there's the invisible, not visible here is the Voicemeeter output, which I think is B. And
Yeah.
then
What?
so hardware inputs going in here. I don't need hardware input from to be in this interface because it's from OBS monitoring.
Mm-hmm.
So check your StreamYard.
And
Is it
mix it up overlay, I'm hearing it because of the monitoring. So that's looks correct.
Yep, Voicemeeter input. Is your disable video disable Windows audio ducking, is that unchecked?
It is unchecked.
I think I have mine checked. Well, let me double check.
I will
Yep,
try.
I have mine checked. So
Okay,
just for
let's
the
try
sake of
checking.
it, check it.
I'm checking the ducking. I remember the ducking being a mystery. That was a trial and error thing when I did this before. Okay, so now with that true, I'm going to once again go to the mix it up overlay in OBS and toggle the monitor and output off and back on. And then I'm going to go to mix it up and play a song.
Oh,
There
we
it
hear
is.
it.
Loud.
There it is.
We
got it.
We can
And then
hear it.
if I have to turn this down I'm turning down A1 so that's not blasting my speakers to my microphone.
No, but we hear it.
But you
We
hear
heard
it. How
it.
loud is it?
We did hear
It's
it.
not that.
And then it went really, really low when you turned it down.
Oh, so A1 is going to you.
Oh, maybe it is.
Let me try that again.
Yeah, turn
Here we
it.
go.
Yeah, turn it back up and play it.
I'm turning A1 back up. Everything's pretty loud. I'm going to play another song. I'll play that song again.
Yeah.
And then I'm going to turn it down for me.
Nope, that you
No,
turned
we
it down
can't
for
hear
us.
That turned down for you too.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
turned
Back
down
up.
for us. So you may just have to adjust the audio like on your end, either in OBS or like your actual Windows volume, so we hear it loud but you don't.
Well, there's another possibility, which is column 3 has to be turned down. Because I want to hear it. Like, I don't want to hear, like,
it.
I had to turn down the music so it wouldn't hit you too loud. But when I did that, I could barely hear you talking because I had to turn down the volume of what I was listening to that included you. So I need the volume. I mean, I can also just make it quieter in OBS, reduce the mix it up overlay volume. But the third column might be important. Can I do one more? Are we out of time?
Yeah, this will be the end of it, but yeah. Okay, we can hear it.
Oops.
Oh.
Shoot. I just lost. Oh, no.
Oh, no,
Voicemeeter disappeared.
Oh, no, Voicemeeter crashed.
There it is. There it is.
No, it's okay. It's okay. It just got hidden.
Decreases the volume for us.
So if I reduce the third column volume,
that decreases it for us.
You heard it getting quieter, right?
Yep,
yes.
You heard it getting quieter.
Okay. So the third column is basically, like yours says, that's OBS. OBS is sending its monitoring to the third column for the purposes of sending the audio signal out mixed with my mic to you, where StreamYard is using the Voicemeeter input or output. Which one is it? The input, Voicemeeter input is what they call it.
Mm-hmm.
Confusing because it's output from Voicemeeter, but input to StreamYard.
Yeah, that part is confusing.
And then it's also the monitoring in OBS is my
an
brain
output.
is on fire. The monitoring in OBS uses also uses Voicemeeter input.
Yeah.
Right, because it's output from OBS into Voicemeter.
Yes.
And then StreamYard is, for some confusing reason, also using Voicemeter input.
No, okay, so
yeah. So you don't want your Voicemeter as your speaker because I'm surprised it's not echoing for you.
So in StreamYard, what should I have as my speaker?
So your speaker should be wherever you're hearing your personal sound. So like your headset, your speakers, just that.
So
Your normal
here's the
stuff.
problem. That's what I had before when I couldn't hear you. So I just now changed it to my speaker. And
And you
when I
can't hear
do
me right
that,
now?
I cannot hear anything.
La di da
From
di da.
StreamYard.
Can you hear me now?
Really?
No. That's interesting.
Really? Okay. So yeah,
That's
so
why it's so hard to do this stuff on your own without
yeah,
doing
that's
it. when
yeah, that's
it's with
weird because
somebody.
so for me, my microphone is set to Voicemeeter output, my speaker is just my headset.
Oh, your microphone is set to Voicemeeter. Oh, so I have it
Yes.
backwards.
Yeah, you have it backwards.
So StreamYard, at least I have it differently from how you have it.
Yes.
So my microphone should be Voicemeter
Output.
output.
And then your speaker should be whatever your headset is. But now you can't hear
That
us.
doesn't work.
Oh wait, hold on. Yeah, change
Hold
that
on.
to yep, there you go.
What about now? I can't hear you. Keep talking.
You still can't hear me? Hear us?
Oh, wait, that's wrong.
Oh, don't. Yeah, there
What
you
about
go.
this?
As a
No. I'm just
yeah.
trying different combinations and not working.
Yeah. So
No.
I would don't use the defaults. I use the actual selections.
Not yeah. So not default. So Voicemeter output for mic
Mm-hmm.
and speaker is this, but now I cannot hear you.
Okay.
You can't hear us.
And then you have your Windows
I'm
set
gonna
to
put it back so
Voicemeeter
I can
input.
hear you.
Yeah, that's really weird.
My Windows
Yeah, so
my Windows is not set to Voicemeter input. So what should my Windows playback device be?
That should be Voicemeter input. Yep.
Okay,
All
so
of my Windows sounds should go to Voicemeter input.
I mean,
I don't want that, do I?
I mean, that's the way it works for me.
Okay, so just a summary
But
real
then
quick.
if you don't want your Windows sounds, your email alerts to go into Voicemeter input, where are they going?
Mine don't, because I have everything going through OBS through Voicemeter. That's why I have all my global stuff disabled when
No,
OBS
your
is
Windows setting, your Windows like lower right, your
yeah,
stuff.
I've got that set to Voicemeter input, but it doesn't play any of my like error sounds.
Why not? That's
Okay,
weird, right?
yeah.
It was a lot of trial and error. It's a mystery of why it doesn't.
Okay, so let's do a quick
that's column
summary.
3. Oh, I can't hear Amanda now.
Okay, no wonder he's talking over me.
Are you playing with Voicemeter, Amanda?
No, I'm not. No,
you're not. How come I can hear Joe but not Amanda?
Oh,
that is interesting.
That is interesting.
A new mystery.
Okay, so Phantom,
Mm-hmm.
the StreamYard,
do
mic.
Do you hear her?
Yep, I do.
And I don't.
Okay, so
that's a StreamYard issue.
The StreamYard mic is Voicemeter in.
I can only hear one of the two people.
That's so weird. Yeah, so audio is Voicemeter out, and then the speaker is my headphones.
Mic is Voicemeter out,
mm-hmm.
and your speaker is
and this
headphones. Is my headphones or whatever speaker you're listening from.
Okay, Voicemeter out.
Why don't I hear Amanda?
Going into there.
What?
Yeah, that's
I
so
can only hear Phantom.
That is
and
so
not
weird
Amanda.
that you can't hear Amanda.
I think by switching the audio sources over and over, I triggered a StreamYard bug.
Probably.
It's okay. We have to get going.
We definitely need to wrap this up because I'm getting yelled at from external sources. So
I also
thanks for your help, everybody.
Okay, so
I will have to try this offline again.
Yeah,
with somebody.
Honestly, Joe, it was a lot of trial and error, so it might be a lot of trial and error on your end as well.
It's gonna be. I was hoping it was just gonna be like, here's what you're doing wrong. Like, no.
It was so much trial and error. So what can I say?
Question.
Thank you for your help, Joe.
So OBS is
and thank you everyone for watching. I can't hear Amanda.
Can you? Okay.
Yeah, Joe can't hear you, Amanda.
I'll let Amanda wrap things up.
Just one quick question.
Stream can hear either.
So OBS, is it Voicemeter out or in?
For your monitoring device?
Yeah.
Voicemeter in. for your monitoring
Okay.
device.
Weird. Voicemeeter, and that's weird. Okay, got it. Okay. I was trying to do this. Okay, anyways. So let's all mute. We're going to go
I'm
ahead
opening
and say
Amanda's screen.
goodbye to all of our streams. If you want to tell Joe that.
You just put it in the private chat.
Oh, I thought you. Okay, yeah.
There we go. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and mute. All right, so I hope this was informative for you all that that hung out. This was definitely a bare bones, ridiculous stream, but appreciate everybody that watched and hung out, and I hope you got some information from it. So that's gonna do it for me. The Baker Meeple and I have tickets to see an early screening of Top Gun Maverick, so that's why she's she's been messaging me on Facebook to be like, hurry the hell up in nicer terms. But that'll do it for me, and I will catch everybody on Friday for what am I doing on Friday? Mobile Market Solo. That's what I'm doing on Friday. So appreciate everybody watching, and take care, folks.